welcome back to Stop, Drop, and Roll! We are a group of friends turned found family who love ourselves some Dungeons and Dragons. My name is Daniel Kim. I'm the DM here at Stop, Drop, and Roll, and we are so excited to be back after a 2-month hiatus. It has been so much time. And we're really excited to be back. Thanks so much for being patient with us in the time that it's taken us to kind of get all our things together. But we're back. We're here to stay, hopefully, and play some more D&D. So without further ado, let's go and introduce the cast again. We're going to start off with Andrew.
Hello. I'm Andrew. I'm playing Joko, the human vengeance paladin Joko, whose pronouns are he, him.
Nice. And let's go with Gavin.
Oh, feels so good to be back. I'm Gavin. I play Poe Swiftmist, the now Wood Elf Ranger and Celestial Warlock.
Mm-hmm.
And Poe's pronouns are he, him.
All right. Becca.
What's up? I'm Becca. I play Fen, the Eladrin Elf Sorcerer. Fen's pronouns are they, them.
All right, and last but certainly not least, Kyle.
Hello, I'm Kyle. I play Sultry Artie,
Mm-hmm.
and he is a chronergy wizard, pronouns he, him.
We love that. Awesome, Mason. Thanks so much for the. Did you say was that 10 months? What the heck? Thanks, Mason. That's amazing. All right, and that's everybody. We're just gonna jump right back into this into the campaign. It's a Grim Troupe. It's been a really long time, and if you can't tell, I am more than slightly nervous, but I'm very, very excited to be jumping back in and to be playing this game and telling this story. And so, yeah, it should be fun. All right. But welcome back. Welcome to season 2 of the Grim Troupe. Let's go ahead and get started. And without further ado, grab a drink, have a seat, and get ready for some hot, dice-based storytelling. And welcome back. All right. Last we left off was 2 months ago. Oh my god. Last we left off, the Grim Troupe, our intrepid band of adventurers and explorers and actors and ragtag adventurers, all were opposing the Chuketra, this clandestine organization that was building up this force to try and resurrect a terrible sealed god. And so, in order to stop this group, the Grim Troupe ventured into the Feywild. And after beating back a demon invasion into that plane and having all sorts of things going on, you all earned the trust and adoration of the Fey who lived in Sanctuary, there in the Feywild. So now, hailed as heroes with new magic items, armor, favor of many people, and a soon-to-be army, you all are returning to the material plane, successful from having visited the Feywild. But with all of this in mind, as you guys were finishing up this festival and getting drunk and having an amazing time wrestling and whatnot, you all entered into the Suduan forest back in the material plane, hearing a familiar voice that you haven't heard in quite some time. The voice of Alucard, a former troop master, a former friend, and a current enemy. and with his name and with his words ringing in your ear, a warning about how he will not have you rebel against him, you all walk off into the forest, ready for whatever comes next. And that is where we pick up our game today. What are you guys doing?
Hey guys, should I send a message to that? What was his name? Let him know that we finished scouting the forest.
Oh yeah, Stoker.
Was Stoker? Was that who we went to the forest with?
Mm-hmm.
Just be
Auto
like,
game. Yep.
hey Stoker, like, we finally finished clearing all areas of the forest. We're good to go. Is that something we should be doing?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, no, I think that's a good idea. Hey, does anybody know, like, with time, Artie, maybe this is a question for you. How much time has passed here? Is it the same as in the...
Well, yeah, no, there's a very easy test. So I want to pick a blade of grass and then, like, break it in half.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's the same.
So you rip apart the great blade of grass.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, I'm pretty sure it's the same.
All right. Cool.
Yeah, I did the magic.
Artie, do you want to make an intelligence check?
Yeah.
Yeah. Are you trying to make a
see
nature
Poe
check?
also picking up
Are you trying to make an arcana check?
I was just trying to pick up a blade.
Or are
of
you
grass
trying to make a deception check?
No, I would like to do an arcana check, but I was
Okay.
just trying to make fun with it.
All right,
with
I'd
the
say
random blade of
yeah.
grass.
Let's go ahead and try. Let's go ahead and try and make an arcana check since you are the
Daniel,
chronologist.
I just wanna let you know that's a natural 20
Whoa!
on the first roll today.
First
So,
roll back,
that
is a
baby!
blessing.
Big
That's
mo.
huge.
I don't
It
know
is
what
huge.
happens to that blade of grass that I just cut in half, but that's a 30 on the arcana check.
That's great. As you guys step out, you guys are stepping out onto that huge tree stump you remember that you guys once entered in a long, long time ago, guided by a bunch of foxes. And as you step out onto this huge tree trunk and into the grass that's nearby, as you're looking down and you bend down to grab that piece of grass and you start to check, the grass has grown by about 2 months growth from when you first entered. And Artie, you would know that it's only been about 2 weeks that you've been in the Feywild.
Oh. Okay, well, see, I cut the grass right here where we started, and then you can see how much has grown since then. I think times definitely has some, like, dilution here. We were probably gone for 2 months
And
on
what?
material plane.
Wait, it's been 2 months
Whoa.
here?
Yeah, according to this blade of grass.
I mean,
Whoa.
I guess that makes sense though, right? Like maybe that's why elves lives for so long.
How does that make sense?
You know, like I live for a really long time, and it's not long in the Feywild, but here, like I'm gonna live like 100 years longer than you.
Yeah, but you're not in the Feywild, are you? You're here.
Well, no, I know, but I'm from there, so like my blood.
Maybe their soul is, like, somewhere on the Feywild, and that's what ages us. That's deep.
I mean, I'm not a fucking time
Well, where's my
wizard.
soul?
I'm just
Joker, you don't have a soul.
I've been
we've
asking
figured
that
All right,
question
fuck
since day
you.
one.
yeah. Well, regardless, yeah, we should let Stoker know that we're alive because he probably thinks we're fucking dead.
It's been 2
Yeah, if
fucking
it's-
months, and we said you said you'd message him every fucking day.
Yeah.
we
We're
were
dead.
busy. We were busy.
And everyone else in the resistance, they all went south to deal with the
Oh,
war.
right, yeah.
Okay.
Wow, I hope they didn't lose.
Oh my god, yeah. No, yeah, we should definitely message him. Go ahead, Ollie.
Okay, hold on. Let me get the piece of paper out. Okay, let's see. Oh shoot, how many words is it again?
It's 25.
Artie's kind of going
25,
through and
I
he's
think.
writing down, how many words is it again?
How many words? 25. Okay, so Stoker. It's Artie. Oh, I'm writing it right now, and then I can.
Yeah, you see Artie kind of put up like a little note, a piece of paper right next to the tree stump and is kind of writing on it for like a write-in surface. As the rest of you are looking around, there are like every once in a while you see like flora and fauna kind of peeking out. Like you'll see like a stray like squirrel or chipmunk or various like different animals kind of like curiously peeking their heads over at you at the stump and then vanishing quickly, as you guys are just kind of sitting around in this area.
What time of day is it?
Right now it's about midday. Midday. You don't know exactly the time, but it seems like the sun is about high in the sky.
Fen starts like peeling off the outer layers of their clothes. Like they take their cloak off and they take their like roll their sleeves up on their shirt, and you can see them just sort of like head tilted back, enjoying feeling the sun on their skin for the first time in weeks.
It has been. As you guys look up, no longer that kind of twilight, kind of painted sky, but instead a bright blue sky with clouds drifting overhead and the sun shining on your forms. A familiar and also a weirdly strange feeling from having not felt it in 2 weeks.
I think you see Poe doing like very normal things that he's always done in nature, you know, maybe like trying to scale a tree or like tracking and just doing things that he'd normally do. But now that he's fully 2 feet taller, he's just trying to see what it's like to do it as a quote unquote big person. And probably looks a little juvenile, but he's like experiencing all these things for what feels like the first time.
Amazing. All right, Artie. You ready with that spell?
Sorry, I was muted. Okay, ready? Stoker, it's Artie. We are all still alive. We are in the same forest from before. I sent messages daily, but planes can alter them.
That last part's not true, though, is it?
Shoko. I was true. Part of it's true.
Who? Oh, shit. You're still alive? I left like a week ago. I killed most of the demons in the forest. Still at Namdang Crossroads. You're alive? And that's the end of the message.
Stoker really said new phone, who dis?
He used like half of his words on grunts, which I feel like wasn't the most optimal of sending messages, but I think we got the point across. And I just repeated to everyone else.
Nice.
Okay, well, it sounds like we gotta head.
That's
we
where
gotta
we're
head to the
headed, yeah.
crossroads. Yeah, let's go. And I
Wait.
start like retracing the path we would have taken here back to where we were, trying to like track us in that direction. Daniel, get a heading.
Perfect. Sounds good. You don't even need to make a tracking check for me. It's pretty fair since you were doing it last time. All I'll say is just go ahead and make a quick survival check for me.
Okay. Ooh, let's go. That's 23.
23. Nice. Within the day, you're able to actually trek out and get out of the forest. You remembered almost the exact pathway that you came in. You go away from the stump. You begin retracing your steps. You see even like the place where a couple of the trees were destroyed from that huge four-armed demon beast that you guys were fighting before, the Udok. And you keep going past that. You keep going down. You follow the stream. You head to that pool where you all drank that water once upon a time. And you do find that again if you guys wanted to top up some water or whatnot. And as you go out at the end of day, oh yeah, sure. So for those guys who want to put water in your canteen, that's the water that when you drink it, it'll restore 1d8 temporary HP.
100%.
Yeah. Then as you go on, you find yourself out on the road to Sudoan Forest. And it isn't even nightfall yet. You find yourself kind of out on the road, ready back in the direction of Namdang, and it's not even nightfall. You have maybe about 2 more hours of sunlight to be able to travel. Pretty amazing. Poe just being like insanely efficient.
It's the longer legs, you know.
As we're journeying and traveling, Fen is kind of like, you can tell that they're a little bit, not impatient, just like energized. So they're kind of like trotting up to the front of the group, like walking backwards a little bit ahead, like circling around to the back, just like they cannot stop moving.
Got it. You guys keep going on?
Yeah.
All right. Nice. You keep walking down the road. You do see the road it parts into two places. One headed in the direction of Busan, and then one headed back in the direction of Namdang Crossroads, the desert, and also Sola. And as you begin following down that road, it's about like you guys end up getting to about the day's end of travel as night starts to fall, and you would know that you're about like another day and a half's worth of travel until you get back to the crossroads from before. And as you guys are looking about, there's a couple of hillsides and like a small little valley with a small pond. Multiple places where you guys could make camp, as well as a small bridge where there looks to be like some space underneath that bridge.
Is there a troll underneath the bridge?
You can make a perception check for me.
I would like to make a perception check. Only for trolls.
Only for trolls. You got it. For nothing else, please do make a troll check for me.
Troll check?
Yeah, troll check.
19
Mod check,
on the
please.
troll check.
19 on the troll check. Dude, as you look down, it would be if there was a troll, you would have noticed it immediately. But as you look down, no troll. Things are good. You don't notice anything else since you're only looking for trolls.
I'm doing a pure troll.
You don't notice the moss and lichen that's growing on the side. You don't notice the small skull that's on the corner. You just kind of look out and you just continue walking over that bridge.
Is it a troll skull?
It ain't. So you don't notice it.
Does it have troll teeth marks on it?
No, not quite. Not on the skull. All right, but that's not. You don't see it. You don't see a troll. Not at all.
Okay, you guys wanna? Wasn't Stoker supposed to be here?
Well,
Are we at the crossroads?
Oh, we're not at the crossroads?
No, we've got like days to go before we
days?
get there.
I'm sorry. I was thinking we were in Feywild time, so like. But, oh, okay. You want me to set up camp?
Yeah, sounds
Yeah,
good.
that'd be great, yeah.
I can take the first watch. I'm not tired at all.
I want to take the first watch with Snow. Or with Fen. I'm Snow. That's my name.
That's you.
Yes, me.
You guys are welcome to watch, but remember, we have the house now.
Oh.
And I just like twirl my hand in a circle and a portal appears.
Lit.
As the magic begins rotating and spirals out of the air, and the doorway to your mansion appears, Artie.
Oh, well, yeah, I guess we don't.
You can sit outside the portal and watch if you want, but I think we should be safe.
All right, yeah, that's fine then.
Oh, I haven't been in here. We have a home where we go.
Oh, yeah, come check this out. This is pretty sweet, yeah.
Okay,
Oh,
okay.
yeah.
And
Okay,
before she gets too far, what do you want her room to be like?
Oh,
Like take out a blueprint, like page. I'm
yeah.
starting to draw.
Can we have like a
Mhm.
join-in, like a little door that like goes
Okay.
between our rooms so we can go
yeah.
into each other's room?
Okay.
That'd be great. And then, okay, I think it'd be really nice if you had like sort of like a city loft,
A whole
like
city?
overlooking
A whole city?
no, just like a loft, like a
loft.
like an apartment room, but if you can make the windows look like it's looking out over Busan, but it's like in a really high building, like expensive.
Penthouse,
Yeah, and like
penthouse
fill it
apartment.
with
Okay.
What are you
fill it
talking
with, like,
about?
nothing.
Nothing?
Hey, did
He's
you
like
see
sweating.
Did you go see the dining room? It's really cool.
There's
Oh,
a
will you
dining
take
room?
her in there
What?
and
I want to go see.
show it? Yeah.
Yeah, I grabbed some sand and we go in the dining room.
Come, big man, come.
Okay. Right. Yeah. So
Penthouse apartment.
like penthouse apartment looking over Busan. And then if you could put like little trophy cases all around for like all of the treasures that we find during our adventures.
Okay, trophy cases.
And Yeah. No, I think that
Ooh,
would be
and then
really
and then a portrait of the whole Grim Troupe, including Snow, front and center.
Okay,
Big man, what are you talking about? Come with me. Going into
Yeah,
the,
take
the
it to the dining room.
Oh yeah, okay. Okay, so come on.
Okay. You both
Yeah.
run through the door, and there before you is the spread of the mansion. As Poe, you're there. Fen, you're outside. As you and Artie continue to talk about the specifications for a little surprise room.
Snow, welcome to your new home.
Snow runs over and immediately grabs like the side of the table sheet and like huddles underneath it and says, "Okay, this is my bed. I'm gonna go sleep now in here," and kind of like cuddles up against the side of the little tablecloth.
Snow, that's a great choice. That's a nice table.
Isn't it nice?
Really good choice.
It's the softest
It's
thing I've
so
ever
good.
felt. She's like
But can I-
rubbing her face all over the cloth.
Can I tell you a secret?
What? What?
The room we have for you is even better than this table.
You have a room for me here?
I'm just
Yeah,
grabbing
well, it
unseen
wasn't-
servants, like hauling them around, like handing them blueprints behind her back. Just
Okay.
like, no, I said no. It needs the whole Busan, not just half of it. No, higher. I don't care that it's not realistic. Make it higher.
the invisible servants, if you could see them, are like all like chattering amongst themselves. Some of them are going like, "God, like I'm gonna give my 2 weeks notice," and they like are all like kind of running around. All right.
Yes, no, the master of the house is working real hard to get you the best room.
I'm so
It's
excited.
gonna be pretty sweet. And yes, before you even ask,
Mhm.
you can touch everything. I already have.
There, she lets out like a full-on scream and starts running around. She starts running on the chair. She starts running on the table. It's just like touching like all of the surfaces and the wood grain and just chattering away. She seems to be absolutely loving it.
Mm.
Good.
So Fen and Artie enter the room
Mm-hmm.
with them. And Fen says, "Do you want to see your room?"
I do.
All right,
what
come
is
on
it?
then.
Okay. Do I have to close my eyes?
Yeah, actually, yeah, here. And Ben takes out like a little scrap of fabric from their bag and like ties it around her eyes like a blindfold.
Okay. All right. She's now blindfolded. She cannot see. And Artie, do you take her over to the clock room?
Yeah. I mean, everyone should know how to do it. You guys are welcome to.
All right. You all like begin
We
to
need
go
a
over the
time for
clock.
Snow. What time would Snow be?
While they're puzzling over the time that Snow's gonna have,
Mhm.
Joko will change the time to, oh gosh, if I remember, was it
I don't even remember.
5
honestly.
a.m.?
5 a.m.
Yeah, I think it was like 5 a.m. or
Yes,
something
sir.
like that.
Joko will switch it over to 5 a.m. and
Okay.
then walk through the portal
All right. And Joko?
towards the cabin across the rice field.
Yes. Joko, you find your little cabin across from the rice fields, a familiar and very, very comfortable abode, and you set yourself up. Anything else you like to do?
Midnight, right?
What?
Anything
Was
else you like to
Fen
do,
midnight?
Joko? Fen was.
Yeah, I think midnight.
Do like 11:59.
Let me see if I remember. Joko was 4 a.m. Fen was midnight. Yes. All right.
I don't know. Why don't you make Snow 3 o'clock?
Sure, 3 o'clock it is.
All right. Snow is 3 o'clock.
All
All right.
right.
Okay.
Are you ready, Snow?
What do you mean by 3 o'clock?
And Fen whips the blindfold off and says, "This is a clock,
Oh,
but it's not a normal clock.
okay. Is this my room? Do I?
No, not yet.
You can sleep
Artie,
between
what-
10 and 2.
Okay. Do I have to? And she kind of like comes up next to like one of the pipes on the left side and like tries to like fit in. It's not very comfortable.
No. We're not there yet. This is how you get there.
Oh.
Well, Artie, you built this place. Why don't you do the honors?
Okay, and then I'll set the clock, and I think I press my hand against the gem, and her room will open.
As you press your hand against the gem, the small bit of steam releases from the floor and from the pipes, and the door swings open to reveal a picturesque little lofted room high up above with plenty of space, and Snow gasps. Oh my god! It's like Busan, but like from way up high, like when I'm running across the roofs. And she's like leaned up against the window.
Yeah, exactly. And this is your bed.
Uh-huh.
It's comfortable and
She begins just throwing herself down on it. It's the softest thing I've ever had.
there's a fireplace that you can light when you want to.
What?
But this is the best part. Come over here.
Mm-hmm.
Fen grabs her, puts their hand on her shoulder and guides her over to a bookshelf that is full of books. Some like fiction novels, but there's a whole row on the bookshelf with books that are bound in pristine leather with this intricate writing, and they all say The Adventures of Snow.
Oh my gosh.
Every single one of these books is about you
Huh?
and all of the amazing and brave, crazy things that you've done.
Really? She flips open the first page and begins to look at it. I can't read.
They're the-
I don't know what it says.
It's all right. I'll teach you someday.
Can you? I won't be able to read
Yeah.
my stories and things I've done.
Yeah, they're tales of an adventurer.
Oh my gosh. Is it really long? Does it have a lot of things and like a dragon and me fighting it and stuff?
Well, not a dragon yet because we haven't fought one, but maybe someday.
Okay. Oh, we
We
have to
probably
fight.
stop by a dragon on the way to.
We need to
work,
fight a
right?
dragon. Okay. She's lighting up and getting really, really not only excited in the way that she gets very excitable, but her eyes are wide and shining, and it's almost like she's it's almost like she can't believe what she's seeing, but also taking it all in so eagerly and so presently. It's really wonderful.
Oh, and that door over there,
Mm-hmm.
if you want, it's always unlocked. That leads to my room.
We're right next to each other. We're like roommates.
Yeah, like
Flatmates?
roommates.
What? Can
Yeah,
I
so
come see your room?
yeah, let's go.
All right. You walk through from Snow's side into your room, which is the winter is peeled away and it is now spring, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Whoa.
Audie, did you make this?
Well, kinda. I mean, it's mostly magic, and Fen designed your room, so it was their idea.
You're so powerful.
Oh,
You're so
Mm.
strong. You can make a house.
no. Well, yeah, I guess I can.
If I could make a house, I would never step on the floor or on the roofs. That's so. You're the richest man in the world.
Oh, I don't think I'm that rich, but thank you. I appreciate it. I hope
You're being
it makes you happy, and if you have anything you need, just let me know. If you have another idea for your room, I can make it next time.
Okay. And
Yeah, you
she
can change
starts
it however you want.
starts like kind of muttering to herself and starting to think about like what kind of things she wants in her home. It's like almost like she's never done it before. It's pretty sweet. And what
Done
the
a
rest
really
of you
good
doing?
job, Artie.
Oh, yeah. Thanks. I wanted everyone to feel like a family, you know?
Yeah, I do.
And with that, do you guys take a night's rest?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
All right.
I just want to add that
Mhm.
during all this, sort of when Fen and Artie came in and took over with Snow,
Mhm.
instead of retiring to his room, Poe like found a map of oh, what's the world that we're in? Daniel? I
Zamhan.
forgot the
Zamhan.
name.
That's the continent.
Yes, a Zanham, a map of it, and
Zamhan.
oh really?
Zamhan.
Zamhan.
Yeah.
Um,
Mhm.
and he is taking like silverware and like candle holders and all these different things to sort of like map out where he remembers everyone going.
Okay.
Sort of when we split and like assigned different routes to everyone to sort of like map out like what is the plan, where did we say we would meet up with people, sort of just trying to like visually chart that out, not really for a great like planning moment, but really just to like see it, plan it out, and to like realign himself with like the goals that we had set and
All
like
right.
the task at hand before we left.
Sounds good. With enough time and with enough thought, you remember as you guys are looking out about. It looks like in between where Hanshor and Busan would be where Namdang Crossroads is. And as you're looking out, you remember plotting that the rest of the Silver Blades, including Suimi and a few others, were going towards Hanshor and then down to Guesthaven, down at Guestfault. And that's where they're going to try and curry some favor with the Southern Kingdom. And then you all split off towards the forest. And that's where you all ended up. You remember those being the two main ways that you all were going. Suimi was going to split off and go back to Grunwald himself to deal with a couple last things.
And we had promised that we would meet up eventually with the group going down to Guestfault, right?
Yeah, so you said at some point you'd either like message in or figure out. You thought maybe you would go down there. Yeah, that was one of the plans.
Sweet. Cool. And I just kind of, I mapped that out, and I don't really like, I don't do a big scene about it, but I kind of just like leave it up for everyone and for Poe.
Sure. Sounds good. You do so.
Daniel, can I stop by my library real quick
Of course you can.
and see if there's a book on those worms? I know we're trying to hunt one. I just want to
Yes, the purple worm.
Can...
Yeah, I'd say, I mean, so the conjured texts from this would be all stuff that you've either read before, that you know, that you committed to memory.
It looks
yeah.
cooler if I'm reading from a book.
Sounds good. So, let's go ahead and as you're going to your library and looking through all these shelves of books that you've read before and you find the bestiary, go ahead and make this would be a nature check, I think. This would be a nature check.
Okay. Oh my god, I'm rolling really well today.
Yeah, this would be.
23.
23. Nice. You remember that the purple worms, they have made their home in the desert, in the Mogul desert. You know that it's generally someplace that people just kind of avoid. It's like people have trading routes through it because it's one of the fastest ways to get south. But generally, if people can afford it, they take market goods by airship, specifically to avoid having to send their caravans through the desert. Because if a purple worm shows up, they've lost all of not only their workers, but also the produce that they were putting down there. So it's quite dangerous. They're kind of a force of nature that people generally most people don't consider hunting them. They consider like how they are to avoid them at all costs and coexist with them. If that.
Okay, sounds good.
Yeah, and that's what you remember as you're kind of looking out. Is there any other specific kind of information you were looking for besides that?
I mean, any information on like strengths, weaknesses?
Sure. With the 23, you do know they are known to be poisonous. There's a kind of poison that runs through purple venom that's incredibly dangerous, and a lot of people have survived incidents with them, but only barely. There's a pretty heavy necrosis effect that goes with it. It's very, very powerful. A lot of people have had to get amputated from after being in contact with a purple worm. Let alone like getting actually physically assaulted by one. It's also large enough to swallow whole caravans, so it's a big ol' thing.
Yo.
Yeah. There's telltale signs. The general one that people look for is they know that it's attracted to vibrations, and so if you see like shifting sands or there's large vibrations, generally the purple worms will be attracted to that.
Vibrations. Got it. How to attract purple worm.
And that's it.
Cool. Thank you.
Yeah, of course. Anyone else before the night closes? All right. And with that,
Bedtime.
you all go to bed. You go to bedtime. Emran decides to come over to your little room, Poe, for the night, as you guys are both kind of sleeping in the Grim Troupe caravan, just sitting in the memories. And Poe, as you're sitting there actually inside the troop's caravan, remembering Alucard's voice that came to you earlier today, it does bring back quite a few memories. Pleasant ones that have now turned bittersweet. Times when you'd be rehearsing tricks with Mephisto, with Alucard. Where he'd be giving you little pointers and adjustments on Emran's acrobatics and stuff. And there's a lot of sense memory that is kind of attached to that little caravan.
Yeah, I think like being in that space and looking outside and inside that space kind of makes Poe like wish we were just back in that time when we were just performers and also political assassins, and everything was good and easy and familial and safe. Yeah.
And with that,
Yeah.
you take a night's rest. The following morning comes as you all exit the magnificent mansion and return back to the road to Sudoan Forest. And unless there's anything you guys would like to do as the morning light comes, there's this light kind of cloud fog that has descended on the bridge, kind of obscuring a little bit of the pathway in front of you. But the day is yours as you are fit to travel. You know it'll be about a day and a half's journey to get back to Nandang.
Well, guys, it looks like we have about a day and a half left. I don't know. I don't know about you guys, but I'm worried about the state that we left everything. I don't know what the situation is with the war. We've been gone so long. I even feel like a day and a half feels long. I just kind of want to get there as fast as we can.
I mean, I can just teleport us there if you wanted to. I was just kind of gonna enjoy some old-fashioned traveling on the road, honestly. But if you want, I can just teleport us somewhere.
Yeah.
I mean, I've been there before, so.
I might just be tense, there's just a lot going on, but I don't know if you guys feel the same way, but yeah.
Yeah, I mean, if you're really feeling that way, we can get there faster if you want. Oh, Artie, though, it's probably a good idea to message Stoker and tell him that we're on the way. And that we're coming, right? So he doesn't leave.
Yeah, I can if you want. Let's see. Okay. So I'll just be God, it's too early. Stoker, We are on the way. Please wait for us. Can you tell me anything about the state of the war? Love, Artie. Heart, smiley face, smiley face, smiley face, winky face, kissing emoji. Is that 25? That's probably.
Is that 25? Cut. It takes a moment before the reply. And then another moment. Let's just disregard the end of your message. The war is, it's shifted. It seems they're putting their resources to something else. Something big. It's better if I tell you in person. There's a lot to talk about.
Probably get it in 25. He didn't grunt so much. Just the grunts, like 3 words each. Okay. Yeah, he said we can just talk in person, but I think he understands that we're going to be there soon.
All right.
Great.
Well, we walking or we teleporting?
That's up
My
to you, Magic
personal
Man.
votes walk, but I can teleport us, whatever the group decides.
How about we fast walk?
Fast walk. You realize my legs are like 1.5 feet, right?
Oh yeah. Forgot not everyone has this hulking bod right here. Okay. Heck yeah.
Look,
I think Joko mentioned you could carry me though, so. Right, Joko?
Joko's outside of the mansion.
Okay.
I wanted to see the sunrise.
I think Joko mentioned he could carry me though.
look, Poe, I know that you're anxious. It makes a lot of sense. We've been away for a while, but I don't think another day is going to make a difference, and we probably shouldn't be in the habit of getting used to teleporting everywhere if we don't need to.
Yeah, that's a great point.
We
All
can
right.
move quickly. We don't have anything to hide from. Well, I mean, we do have things to hide from, but they're probably not here.
Right, well then
Yep.
let's
Sounds good to me.
get going.
Let's huff it.
Move at a fast pace.
All right, you guys will move as fast as you can, as your little legs will take you. So you all begin trekking down the road at a fast pace. All right, as you guys going down, can someone roll a d20 for me, please?
Joko.
Joko!
Yes.
Roll d20, my friend.
What are you selling?
15.
15.
Respectable.
All right.
A purple
About-
worm.
About like 4 hours of travel later, you all have, you just finished eating lunch, and as you guys are all keeping going on, about the hour after you took a small break, you hear like a couple of grunts coming up from ahead, just like over the hill on the road. You hear like a concentrated effort of a number of voices going, "Heave!" and then and then this kind of like sound of something not quite budging. Seems to be coming on from the other side of the hill.
Go check it out.
Yeah.
All right.
Do a light jog, see what's up.
Kind of light jog as you guys are cresting over the hill. You see that there's a group of what looks to be about 10 individuals, some of whom are gnomish, all of whom seem to be kind of sporting, kind of like similar to Artie, actually. Like there's some tinkering gear. Some of them have some like aprons shouldered and like aprons on the side of like their caravans. A lot of them look like to have like greasy hands, and some of them have goggles, some of them tool belts. As well as there looks to be like a couple drivers with a couple of horses up ahead. And it looks like they have this large, like, wagon, but that has this, like, kind of protruding segment that's, like, been completely tarped over. And it is stuck in, like, this ditch where one of the wheels is just completely, like, on the side. One of the horses seems to have like tipped over, and one of the drivers is tending to it. And you see like a group of 10 of these people, most of them gnomes and a couple of them human, all like trying to shove the back of the wagon, but getting like no purchase. Oh, we're getting nowhere. Oh God. Oh God. They're all kind of like pushing up against it.
Should we help him?
Sounds like the adventurer thing to do. Yeah, let's do it.
Does sound like the adventure thing to do.
Yeah, let's go.
Let's
Fennel
not waste too
jog
much
over.
time, though.
Oh yeah, no, it'll be fine, Joko. We've got a minute.
Oh,
Excuse me. No.
Hello? And you see a number of the heads kind of cocked towards you, many of them gasping, a couple of the gnomes like taking out like what looks to be like a greasy washcloth and kind of like wiping their and dabbing their heads, a couple of them putting down, and one look who looks like to be the leader with like this kind of fierce shock of like red hair that kind of spikes up, kind of like looks over. All right, put it down, everyone, put it down. Hello?
Do I
Hi.
recognize anyone?
Go ahead and
Like, they're people.
yeah, go ahead and make a perception check, my friend.
It's a big 4.
Big 4, you know. Good God, you know they're all gnomish. You're like
They're brothers?
you know.
No, probably not.
There's a
You
lot of
recognize
people
all of
who
them.
assume that just because they're gnomish you would know them, but you don't. Just because you're in Irvine, California, and you're Asian doesn't mean that you know all the Asians, you know. So you go up and you're like, man, I don't know any of them. They do look like maybe some of them look like maybe vaguely familiar, but you're not sure if that's you
Maybe?
like really being
I get a
familiar
college
or
with
if like you are assuming. And you're kind of like, I don't know, I feel a little weird. And so, but you come up and it's kind of bothering you in the back of your mind. The redheaded one kind of waves. Hi, yes, we could use a bit of help, to be honest.
Right, yeah, we couldn't help but hearing you down the hill, and we thought you might
Yeah.
need some assistance.
That would be greatly appreciated. It's a little bit delicate what we're pushing here, so as long as you all are careful, we could use the little bit of help, I guess.
What are you pushing?
They all look over at each other. It's classified.
Yeah.
Perfect. All right.
Wait, I don't want to hurt it if I know what it is.
Oh no, it's not. It's not alive. It's just it's something. And then one of them is like, boss, like it's okay. You can tell him. It's like, no. I don't want to get into any trouble from the government. But
Hey, guys. Hey, whoa. I can. The beads of sweat on y'all are just, they're palpable from over here, guys. We've done our own share of illicit things. We're no strangers to the darker side of
We're not?
law and regulations. So just let us know, and we can help you out better.
Go ahead and make a persuasion check as all of them begin to look around at each other nervously, and
I begin to look at Poe nervously.
It's a 19.
19. Sir, what we're doing here is not legal. It's just and he kind of leans over. It's a military contract. So it pays that
I'm
that
actually
great kind of money, you know.
out of character. Daniel, do I have any sort of like with my background, do I have like a badge that can show my rank?
You probably would have some sort of document like showing that you were a soldier at one point.
I'm a decorated soldier.
You were a decorated soldier. This is true.
Yeah. Oh, I'm actually part of, or I was at one point, kind of retired.
Oh, are you a veteran, sir?
Same way.
A copper card veteran?
Yeah, something like that. Where is that piece of paper?
A couple of them kind of like sit up and they salute you. A couple of them are just like exhausted, like laying over on the side. Well, regardless, thank you for taking the time and kind of coming over to see our plight.
Used as a discount card.
What did you really? All right. Well, can we get some help just getting the wagon on the road for a bit, and then. And then he kind of like looks over, and as you produce like a small it's like a little badge of honor, a little badge of service. He goes, oh wow, well, sir, thank you so much for your service, and Yeah, we're just helping out. We're a couple of tinkerers from the Tinkertop district, and we're just transporting some goods from Busan over to the desert where they're going to be needed. And he kind of begins. Do you mind helping us push this out?
Yeah, I think that's okay, right, guys?
Yeah, it's not a problem. And Fen is kind of like looking around and making eye contact with everybody in the Grim Troupe, sort of trying to silently convey, like, do we want to try to figure out what's in this cart, or are we just gonna...
Real quick,
Mhm.
while Kyle was having that conversation, or Artie was having that conversation with the gnomes,
Yeah.
Poe is gonna like go like behind the cart somewhere that's out of the way
Okay.
and cast disguise self to make himself look like another one of these gnomes.
Okay.
And then I want to like walk up next to one of them, and be like, "Oh, hey, just gonna make sure it's all in there," and I want to peek inside.
Okay, sounds good. I'd say with the disguise, you're totally fine. I'd say real quick, just make a quick stealth check for me, just to see if you can duck out of the way, and whether anyone would notice you.
Ooh, okay, that's by the skin of my teeth. Oh no, actually, wow, God, my stealth modifier is good. That's a 9 + 9, 18.
18. Okay. Yeah, with that, because everyone's busy focused on the wagon and other things, you end up actually like being able to find a small little corner where there's like an outcropping of rock. You kind of whistle and pretend that you're gonna go piss, and then you change, and then you turn into the gnome and come over. He says, yeah, I think it should be all there. I'm a little worried that some of the flammable equipment might have been jostled, but sure, you can go and take a
Yeah,
look.
me too. I'm gonna just see, make sure.
He peels open the tarp a little for you to peek in. Do you need a light?
Yeah, that'd be great.
Yeah,
if
of course.
If you wouldn't mind shining it there for me.
He like kind of takes a small iron rod out of his bag, taps the end of it, and it begins to release light. It's kind of similar to the way that Artie would do it, and he gives you the little iron rod with the little light on the end.
What do I see?
All right. With the light, as you're kind of looking up, and you kind of put your head underneath the tarp, and you kind of look up. You have to be pretty careful because you're a wood elf now, and you're much taller than a gnome would be, so you kind of like end up having to like really bend over to get in there and like crouch down. But as you're like looking up, the first thing you see is a metallic cylinder, a really, really large metallic cylinder that's gilded with patterns of dragons. And as you're looking up, you are looking at it, and it looks like a huge cannon, but it's a little different in that you don't see like where the fuse would be. On top of that, you see like a small crate with various different kinds of like little smaller cylinders or balls inside of it. And that one is marked as incredibly like dangerous. It says it's incredibly flammable.
There's no like fuse, like an ignition on the cannon.
No fuse, no.
Daniel, would
Can
I
I try?
the rough? Sorry,
Yeah,
go
go
ahead.
No, go ahead. Do it.
Would I know like the rank of these people? Like, are they high-ranking officials? Are they
No,
like
they look to be
servants?
engineers. They look to be engineers, like combat engineers or something. And they're on a mission to what looks like to be delivering something. So they're probably not like super high up. They look to just be like transporting thing. The one with the red hair though looks like he is a little bit higher rank. You're not quite sure. Well, go to make a perception check for me, and then Gavin, go to make an investigation check for any more than you see.
Great,
That.
yeah, I would love to.
Yeah, of course.
30-20 perception.
Jesus Christ, Kyle, these rolls, dude.
I've rolled like above 17.
You're killing it, man. You're killing it. The redheaded guy looks like a captain. He looks like a captain. At least would be treated that way as rank. But he seems to be mostly like someone who serves out at Tinkertop. You can tell most of these guys don't look like they've seen a day of service out like in the field.
Sounds good.
That's a 19 clean.
Okay.
With the investigation.
The last thing that you see that's interesting, Poe, is the place where the horses would carry this thing. Those are actually bolted on. It's actually not built to be carried by a horse, it looks like. Instead, there looks to be like some sort of like mount for like what looks to be like a something large to carry this thing. Like a shoulder mount.
Whoa. Like a dragon? Who knows? Wow.
That'd be pretty sick.
That would be pretty cool.
Dragon with a cannon mounted on it.
Shit, that's metal as
Pretty
hell.
sick.
Oh yeah.
The last thing is you said it was a 19 investigation?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Mhm.
okay, that's pretty good. The last thing that you see is on that canisters or that little small sealed thing. It says pale flame.
Pale flame.
Pale flame.
Shit. Okay.
Daniel, what country are we technically
You are
right
in
now?
Koryo. You're in Koryo. So the Triketra. You're far from the capital, but you're in Koryo territory.
And you said there were like dragons emblazoned on the cannon.
Correct.
Interesting. All right.
I'm gonna cast.
Thanks, pal. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's gonna be. It all looks like nothing spilled.
Oh, that's good,
Looks,
that's good.
Looks all pretty good.
It'd be so terrible if there was a chemical
Hey,
spill. That'd been a disaster.
that'd be really great. You know, God, I always forget the name of the people we're bringing this to.
Oh,
God, it's on the tip of my tongue. What
Oh,
was
you
that
mean
again?
the Copper Guard outposts in the desert?
Yes, in the desert. That's it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I hope they're nice. That's
Well,
really my whole thought there.
Yeah,
I hope they're gonna be nice.
I kind of hope so too. I mean, I'm kind of hoping we don't even have to see them. Then we'll just kind of like sign some documents and just kind of send it off. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I heard they're up to some shady stuff, right?
What do you mean by that?
I don't know. Like I know the Copper Guard. Like they're great. They're like exemplary examples of citizens of Koryo. But you know, like I don't know. I've heard all these other whispers of like, I don't know, like shady organizations or whatever, like boogeymen sort of stuff. You know, crazy.
I think. What's your name again?
Oh, Pavlov.
Pavlov.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, try not to think too hard about the ethics, man. Like we're working for the military, so that's just not going to go well for you.
That's
Daniel-
true. Yeah, whatever puts food on the table.
Yeah,
Am I
exactly
right?
right, yeah.
Am I right? Yeah. Fist bump.
Kind of gives you a little soft, weak fist bump. Yeah. What's up, Becca?
Can I overhear? Am I overhearing this conversation?
Sure. You guys are all within like the small radius of this cannon. The cannon is about it's like 10 feet by 15 feet. Yeah.
Great. It's sort of once it gets towards the end of that where I can tell that the guy is kind of like, you're being a little bit. I'm gonna just like clap the red-haired gnome on the shoulder and say, "All right then, let's get pulling."
Yes. Yeah. Les, please. Thank you. All right, everyone, up. Come on, get off your asses. All right. Ready? And 3, 2, 1, plunge. All right. I need you all to make a strength check for me, please. Whoever is participating.
Joko is gonna
Sure.
come up next to Fen and just kind of give her a little like chopping sign and a wave of the head, and he's gonna put his hands very lightly on the cart.
Mm-hmm.
A chopping sign, you said?
The.
He has his hand flat horizontally, and he's moving it side to side, and he shakes his head at the same time.
Not okay.
And then
Ben gets the message.
And then he rests like his fingertips on the cart.
Okay. Fen is going to act as if they are pushing with all of their strength, but they're going to be doing barely anything.
Okay, sounds good. So, all right. And push. One more time. And one of the gnomes just kind of collapses and just he's like breathing hard, their chest heaving. Thank you for the help. We might need to call in some help from locals or something.
Yeah.
Thank you for trying. You all seemed like a lot stronger built. That's okay.
We've been walking. Oh, never mind. I didn't say that.
Okay.
Yeah, between you and me, it's a bit of illusion magic. We like to make ourselves look tough to sort of scare off anyone who might want to try to mess with us, but we don't really have a lot of strength.
Oh, right. Okay. Cool. Well, thank you.
Well, good luck.
Thank you anyway. You take care. You all.
Joko is going to walk a little bit away towards Artie, but look back towards Fen and kind of shoot them a look and then tap his scabbard.
Fen points towards you and under their breath mutters the incantation for message and says, "What the fuck? What?"
Whatever they got in there, I can respond, right, to message?
Yep.
Yep,
Mhm.
you can in your mind.
And I have how many words? Like 25, right?
You have to whisper it under your breath because it does require your verbal component is to say it. But it's
Okay.
a short message.
While-
It actually doesn't have a word limit. It's a short message.
As Joko is responding under his breath, Fen is gonna feign like a coughing spell to try to take attention away from him speaking.
Okay.
Joko's gonna like kind of wipe his mouth to cover the motion of his lips as he continues walking towards Artie, and he's gonna say under his breath, "Whatever they got in there, it's for the Chiqueta army."
But they're gonna just send someone out and they're gonna get it anyway. They're just workers. I don't know why we can't help them.
I don't
know
think
that you can
I don't
hear
think you
this,
heard that. That was
Artie.
really under my breath.
Yeah, this is a message
I think
between
only
Fen and
Fen was
Joko.
able to hear that.
Yeah. So.
Oh, just kidding.
But I'm coming towards you right now.
Yeah.
Okay.
Fen sort of like nods at Joko and says, all right then, I think we're gonna be on our way. Sorry we couldn't help. Good luck.
Thank you.
Good
Take care.
luck.
Travel safe.
And Fen will start like walking back in the direction that they came. Do you all follow?
As in retracing our steps from before?
I mean, like we
like,
veered like
forward.
off.
Yeah, the road.
Our
Basically, back
path,
onto the road.
Like continuing our path.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm
like
just trying to
jumping-
get. Yeah.
Yeah. I jump into a bush and change back to Poe and then come out on the other side of the bush.
All
as
right.
Poe.
I'll just say that happens.
Like fucking Looney Tunes.
Oh man, it's Charlie Chaplin. Got it.
Truly.
Right. If everybody follows, does everybody follow?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh.
As soon as
Daniel, did
We
you see
seem-
my message?
I did not. Thank you for letting me know.
we seem like we're fairly
Out of sight.
out of sight, out of earshot, Fen will stop.
Okay. All right. So Fen, you continue to go. Kyle, we'll come back to you.
Oh, sorry. Did you want to do something? You can do your thing.
That's okay.
Okay, once we're out of earshot, Fen is going to stop everybody and look over at Joko and say, "Look, I know that they're bringing this stuff to the Triquetra and we don't want them to get it, but I don't know, they're only workers, like, you really want to fight them?"
And this is war. And if we're at war, if we don't destroy that thing right now, it's gonna kill a bunch of other people later.
All right.
Joko, they're gonna have 40 more in the back.
I think I've got something I can try.
Daniel, what was the name of that, like, the flame that I read?
Pale
Poe
flame.
would have remembered. Pale flame. Hey, Artie, I got a look and they're carrying pale flame bombs and a cannon in there. Do you know what that is?
Artie,
Do I know?
you suddenly like feel a cold sweat as you remember when you were at your time finishing up your time at the Tinkertop District, when you began to object to what the work you were doing. You finished the designs for a cannon and for an experimental type of ammunition called Pale Flame.
Oh, shit.
What did it do?
It was theorized that the Pale Flame would not be able to be put up by water, and so it would be rather agonizing. It had applications for forging, but the military wanted to use it for battle. and that's about the time that you wanted to leave.
What is that, Adi? What's pale flame?
It was a special ammunition they started to develop. Basically, a fire that will never be quenched or go out as long as there's some source for it to burn. You just can't put it out in normal means. I suppose there's probably some magical way to dispel it, but it was... It could have been used for good. There's lots of energy being sourced from it. We could have used it to power cities and used it in our forges so we didn't need to keep burning, but...
Joko draws his sword.
Joko, you
Wait.
can't kill them.
And this iron could have been a railway track. But someone made a decision to turn it into a weapon of war.
Okay, well, fine. We
Well,
can stop. We can stop them, but they don't need to be hurt. We can
Yeah,
even try talking to them.
Yeah, I think there's a way out
We
of
can
this that-
try, but ultimately that's their decision. They're in the army just like we are, if you want to call it we've got an army.
Look,
They made their choice already. Hey, they made their choice already, right? Maybe
Look,
it is the
Joko,
wrong one.
I can shove them to a separate dimension, and we can destroy the weapon. I don't care about that, but just don't kill innocent workers who are just trying to do their job to pay their families.
Their job that pays their families kills our families.
Yes, and there's people that are on our side whose job kills their families. It's war, but we don't need to be killing innocent people. There's no general out there commanding troops. They're just workers moving one piece of equipment to another place.
This is where we disagree, Artie. Because while you think that the war is good in some way, that these people are neutral because it's their job, and that's because we're at war, I think they're bad people for doing that.
So I helped develop
And if
it.
you
Am I a
tell
bad
me-
person? Are you going to kill me? And Artie lifts his neck. Go ahead.
I'm not gonna kill
Slice
you.
her open. I built that. I am responsible for all those deaths, okay? Kill
I
me
killed
before you kill
people
any of
too.
those poor people.
I'd have to kill myself before I could kill anybody else if that was the case, if I killed evil people. Alright? But I don't kill evil people. I kill people who get in our way.
Kill people who get in your way.
Yeah.
well, if I could cut in for a moment, yeah, like they're in the way, but there's probably a couple of other avenues that we can pursue before we decide to just start chopping them all to bits, don't you think, Shoko? Can I try something before you agree to, I don't know, start cutting their heads off because you've got your whole moral thing about it?
Sure.
Great. And Ven
But
starts
if I have
walking
to
back.
But if I have to start, I don't want you trying to stop me.
Oh, I will.
Guys, we don't need to be fighting each other. That's the last thing we need.
Yeah, we don't need to be killing innocent people. That's the last thing we need. I agree.
Yeah, and we're gonna do our best to make sure that that doesn't happen, so come on! And Fen starts walking over towards them
Okay,
again.
sounds good. You do so.
As they,
Yoko
crest the-
sheathes his sword for now.
Okay.
Great.
Um,
Oh, go ahead.
yeah. Just really quickly, Kyle, I know you were texting me all that stuff in the background. In the future, like, you can just say stuff like that.
Okay.
Because now it gets into weird stuff where we've kind of like gone ahead, and if I have to go back and kind of give you the sleight of hand checks or whatever for those stuff, like, it gets a little complicated, right? So just feel free to interject with that if that's something you want to do.
Are
Okay.
you being a little secret
Little
keeper?
sneaky.
He's being a little
Sneaky boy.
sneaky
I was
sneaky.
trying to
A
help
little
him.
sneaky.
I know.
sneaky?
I was just helping the
I know,
poor
I know you
engineers
wanted
who
to help the
couldn't
poor
get
engineer. You couldn't
cart
get the car
moving.
moving. I know. So for right now, we'll say back when you wanted to sneak one of the orbs, one of these, like in a moat, you wanted to sneak Pulse Wave to them to be able to knock the wagon off, yeah?
Yeah, that's what I was gonna try to do.
Okay, sounds good. It's about this time, Fen, as you're walking back. You guys hear a and then hey, whoa! Oh, thank the gods. You hear like a small bout of cheering.
Oh, great! You did it. That's awesome.
Oh.
Hey,
Hey,
sorry.
Hey, hello again.
I'm really glad that it seems like you got everything cleared up. I was walking back and I forgot there was something that I wanted to say to you guys.
Yeah.
And then I am going to cast Mass Suggestion. Wait, how many of them are there?
There's 10 of them.
Great. I'm gonna cast Mass Suggestion.
Okay. Is there something you needed?
Yeah. And as soon as Fen casts the spell, they drop their like friendly demeanor and they say, "You and your friends are really tired. You want to abandon the cart here and walk to the nearest village. Take a break for a week or so."
Okay. They all need to make wisdom saving throws?
Yes.
Okay. And your DC is?
18.
Okay.
Or actually, let me double check. Sorry. Does a spellcasting focus change my DC?
I believe that's just for spells that do damage, if I remember correctly.
Okay, then it's 18.
Then it's 18. You watch as a couple of them go, about 7 of them. All, like,
Okay.
their shoulders slump, and they go, "Oh, wow. Yeah, I think we should go over to the next town, leave it, and come back for it tomorrow." And a couple of them were kind of murmuring the same thing. The red-haired gnome, the leader of the group, and 2 others, the one who was speaking to Poe and another gnome, they look up and they say, "No, what do you mean? We just got it up out of the ditch. We can take it over now, and there's no issues. Even if you're all tired, you can climb on the wagon and we can drive it over to the next town. It's completely fine." And a couple of them kind of look over at you, and there you go. Those 3 specifically look over at you, Fen, and they go, "What do you mean that we're tired and we want to abandon the cart? This is our job. We
Yeah,
can't
but
just..."
doesn't it sound really good to just go and take a break?
I mean,
We can keep an eye on it for you.
Can I walk over to the red hair guy?
Sure.
I just want to put my hand on his shoulder.
Yeah. Yes.
Just trust me. This is the best way. And I'm going to cast Modify Memory on him.
Okay.
Whoa.
Okay. All right.
I love this spell. Haven't been able to use it.
Okay. All
Really,
right.
really desperate for a chance. So he has to make a Wisdom saving throw.
Okay.
If he's fighting me, he has advantage. I don't know if he's technically.
He's not fighting you. No, he's not fighting you.
Okay, cool.
Okay. He fails.
Okay,
He's a
fails.
gnome. He's a gnome. He needs to roll again.
He's a gnome. He has advantage.
He still fails.
Yeah. Oh. Okay, so I will modify his memory from the last 24 hours.
Okay.
And I'm going to have it where he's going to have recently gotten a message from a higher up, whoever is like his superior, basically.
Okay.
And basically telling him that they have enough weapons in this location, that they're sending someone out to collect it right now. They don't want them to waste all their time just dragging this huge monstrosity throughout the desert. They can go rest up, and they should be good to go for the next couple of weeks. Basically mirroring what Fen just said, except as a superior like informing them.
You watch as he kind of like sits, like he kind of stands up and he blinks a couple of times, almost like a dizzy spell hit him, and he kind of looks up over at you, Artie, and then over at you, Fen, and he blinks twice. Wait, are you the superiors who came to collect it?
Yeah, we'll
You
go
got
and take
me.
it from you from here. You guys are
Yeah.
good to go.
Oh, why didn't you say so? That would have made things so much easier to begin with. This has been a whole misunderstanding. I'm sorry. Thank you, by the way. He turns to you, Artie, for helping us get the cart out of the ditch. Now that you can have it off of our hands, that's great. Do you need us to keep the horses here with it, or can we take some of them
Oh,
home
you
for
you
some
guys
of
can take it. Also, boss gave me this to give to you guys to get lodging, and I'll just hand him 10 gold.
That's so. You didn't have to do that, sir. We were gonna get paid back by the
Oh no,
Commerce
that's just
Guild
for your
anyways.
lodging for the week, and we're sorry for the trouble this caused.
That's-
I know it's a pain.
That's very. That's so kind. Thank you. And you see a couple of the gnomes and the other two humans kind of all like kind of thank you in unison. And he begins handing out 1 gold piece each to everyone else. He says, "Thank you so much. You take care." And they all begin kind of like all like kind of sighing of relief and all trudging in the direction where they came. 2 of them saddling up horses and putting the most exhausted members on the horses and kind of leading them back towards Busan. And
Artie
after a
takes
bit of
So what do
time,
we
big
do with
sigh of
it?
relief.
after a bit of time, they've disappeared down the road over the crest of the hill, and you can no longer see them.
Coco takes his hand off of his sword.
Okay, let me get a look at this thing, see what it's all about. Can you guys help me pull the tarp off?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You grab
I
a
do
couple
so.
hands, and it comes off. And you find yourself looking up at a cannon of fairly intricate design. You notice that it's like this huge barrel is like a Poe saw is lacking a fuse, and on top of it, it's incredibly intricate, well designed, and as you're kind of like peering down, it seems to be arcanely enchanted in the center, as well as the number of ammunition that's there on the side labeled Pale Flame.
Hey, does this seem like just a regular cannon and then pale flame ammunition?
No, it was
Enchanted, right?
It looks to be canon of your design. One of the big hurdles that you came up against was most cannons delivering a payload that's as flammable as Pale Flame would ignite it and destroy the cannon as it fired. So you needed to find a propulsion device that would allow you to launch it without actually using any form of fire. And so you did. You essentially created a pressurized arcane cannon. And this is
Okay,
it.
so you guys want to destroy it? Say 1 cannon down?
Yeah, wait, but
Or- Plus
Oh.
1 cannon to our side.
oh, that's a really good idea. Can we just like shove this inside the big house you built?
We can take the cannon, but I'm not taking this ammunition. That stuff's
Yeah.
too dangerous.
I second with Artie. This stuff shouldn't exist at all. I think if we take this, we're no better than them. I think we can
Yeah.
grab the cannon, but let's leave that stuff here. Is there
You
a way
want to leave it on the side of the
disarm it?
road where they could come
Well,
and pick it up
no,
again and
no.
use it against us?
No. Artie, is there a way to deactivate it, render it inactive?
Let's see. Maybe there's a way that I can like release it from the barrels into like a big pit or something, and then it can just like burn eternally in the sand. Is there like a sand dune around here, like a big?
Not
hole
here. You all are headed toward a desert.
We could bring it to the desert and make a big. I mean, sand would stop it. It wouldn't have anything to burn, so it could just burn eternally in a sand pit. That's probably our quote-unquote safest bet of getting rid of it.
Could make some pretty sweet s'mores. Ain't that right, Emran?
Oh, s'mores? Can I try it? And Emran tries to reach out for one of the cans.
No.
Oh
No.
my God,
Okay,
please.
never mind. No. Jesus. Down, girl.
Oh, okay.
And then if you guys really want to take the cannon, I guess we can drag the cannon in the wagon along the entire way to wherever we're going. I don't think it's worth
No,
it, but
can't we just like, can't you just like build a room in the big fucking infinite space portal house and we could just put it in there?
that it goes away every time we wake up, remember? I have to build this new one.
I did not remember that.
You didn't leave your
No.
journal in the last one, did
Yeah, I've been putting my stuff in there for weeks. What are you talking about?
why it
You can store stuff in there, Artie. I believe.
Oh, I can?
I believe you can. I believe we talked about this. Is that if you have your belongings,
Isn't it extra dimensional?
it is extra dimensional, and so it's an extra dimensional space that you basically like summon and can reshape. But like
Okay, so
the
I-
things that
I
you produce
could-
from in there, they don't last. Like the food that's produced inside that space would go away.
So I could roll a cannon into it. and
Yes,
just
theoretically,
vibe with the cannon.
you
in
could
there.
vibe with the cannon in your magnificent mansion. I'm pretty sure. I can look it up. Let me double check the wording on this spell. You conjure an extra dimensional dwelling. Range.
A
Yes.
5,000 word spell. It's terrible.
Okay. Yes. It says only objects created in the spell get removed. So it sounds like if you
Okay.
put things in there, you should be fine, which makes
Okay,
sense
so-
to me.
I could roll the cannon into the
Yeah,
place
theoretically.
Sweet.
if you guys wanted to.
Yeah, let's open the door and shove it in there. Hey.
Open the door and shove a cannon in there.
Yeah. Next to the dining table.
Sounds. I'll make it and just like move the dining table over just a hair.
Yeah.
Make room for
Yeah,
the
you hear the
cannon.
wood scraping like really loud.
All right, and you all roll the cannon.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, I do need you
Roll.
all to make a strength check. I do need you all to make. Whoever's like helping on this thing is like it weighs like probably around a ton. So
Real
Cool.
strength
Guide
check this
Joko.
time.
it is.
I rolled a 5.
Joko, you can do it, and I guide you.
Is it
So-
strength, right,
This
or
would be
just or athletics?
This could be athletics. I would allow athletics. Yes, I would allow
Then
athletics.
athletics it is.
Oh, in that case,
Add
it's a
D4,
4.
Joko.
Thanks, Becca. I appreciate the clarification.
A 17.
17.
Wood Elf Poe got a nat 20, my boy.
Whoa! Which is a total of
Oh,
For a total of 27.
27. 27
Fuck.
for.
so athletic.
Yeah, Poe's athletic.
Okay. And Artie, you were just guiding
Just
Joko?
guided Joko.
Did you add the D4, Joko?
I did, yeah.
Okay. And that was a total of
17.
17. Okay. You all begin pushing, and it is like, it is not going. It is like the wheels are kind of like really stuck in there. You imagine the horses were doing a lot of the lifting until Poe like comes over and like sets his like shoulder against it, and then you like point your hand back and Eldritch Blast twice in the other direction, and just poof, it like gives it a small shove that poof, gets like it going. So there's a little bit of like inertia now that's like allowing the thing to move. So you all, with significant effort, end up getting it inside the magnificent mansion, just barely. You guys succeeded by 1.
Yeah.
Oh,
Whoa.
Yeah.
Nice.
that one guidance.
That one guidance.
One guidance.
So what is it, Daniel, like doing
Yes.
inventory now? What do we have in here? We
Okay.
have one cannon.
Yes.
One.
So you have a cannon. You have no ammunition, because, or unless you guys are taking the
What do you mean?
ammunition.
We're taking it with
You're
us,
taking the
aren't we?
ammunition to dispose of it. Okay, yes. So you have 6 canisters of pale flame. You can mark that down, and then you can put down 1 Goryo cannon. Goryo cannon, Koryo cannon, and I do have the stat block for it as well. So
We have 6 canisters. Are they like?
You have
Are
6.
they big? Like, are they like shells for the cannon?
they are essentially shells, but they're not huge. They're maybe the size of. They're about a fist size, a little more than a fist size in diameter, and then as it goes, the cylinder goes down for about 6 inches. Each one of them,
Nice.
yeah. So.
Is it about the size of your microphone, Daniel?
No, a little larger. A little larger.
A little bigger. Okay.
A little larger, yeah. Imagine, you know, like those coffee tins that hold like ground coffee beans. It's about that size.
Like hydro flask sized?
Yeah, sure.
That's exactly what I was just gonna
Hydro
say.
flask is great. Hydro
How many
flask is great.
liters hydro flask?
Is it a 32 ounce or is it a 32 ounce or the 40 ounces?
We're thinking, you know what I'm talking about.
Does
It's
this have
around,
the chug
it's around that
nozzle or
size.
the regular flip nozzle?
When you drink it, you will die. How about that?
Gotcha.
One of those.
Yeah, one of those. So you guys can mark that 6 canisters of pale flame and then the cannon.
Lit.
Can't wait to sleep and have snow just like throw pale flame in the middle of our mansion.
Yeah. Like fairy does.
But with that and
Alright.
all of those engineers out of the way and the cannon now carefully put into your own spaces.
Wait, actually, Daniel, sorry,
Yes.
You're
good.
can I take one of the pale flame canisters?
Yes, you can.
And I want to study it while we're walking, because I'm dumb. I want to try to figure out if there's a way to like put out the fire. Like, is it a magical dispelling effect? Like, I'm obviously not going to light it.
Good question.
But just like using it to study and try to remember, like when I was making it, were there ways that that way I can spread the news to other like
Sure.
places?
So you all are traveling. I'll say you guys are back on the road now, and you guys are traveling in direction of Namdang Crossroads, kind of booking it as much as you can. Go ahead and make an intelligence check.
Just flat intelligence?
Yeah. You know what? Because this is gonna be based off of your prior research that you've done. I'll give you advantage, and it's not Arcana. It isn't. What you developed actually wasn't arcane at all.
History?
It's chemical. So I would allow. No, I think it is an intelligence check. I think this is an intelligence check.
Flat intelligence with
I think
advantage?
it's flat intelligence with advantage.
Nature, if it's chemical?
19.
19. So your first theory, as you're kind of thinking about it, is to douse it in sand and remove it from the presence of any air, because it's flame with air that allows it to continue to have some sort of fuel. And that seems like a good option, smothering it with sand, getting some kind of fire retardant material that would like smother it. That's kind of your first thought, and which is kind of requires you to have a good setting for that. It's not an eternally burning flame. You know that for sure. It was just specifically designed to make sure that water would not put it out. Because that's the first instinct of water or dispelling. That's why you guys specifically made it non-magical too. Because if it could be dispelled fire, that's very easy. But if it's not water and not magical, that makes it much harder to deal with.
No magic, no water. So
Yeah.
produce oxygen, I'm guessing.
Yeah, so removing oxygen would work.
Fire blanket.
Smothering it would work. You imagine if you removed the air from like a cube area, if that's possible, like using arcane means, that would also work. But those are kind of the first theories that you're toying with. You're thinking about the chemical composition right now, and you're not thinking of like a neutralizing agent that would be good immediately.
Okay.
You'll need a little more time. But those are your
Sounds good.
first three like hunches for what's the best way to deal with it.
Perfect, thank you.
Of course.
So I don't think the cantrip control flames would be able to.
Not completely dispel it. Maybe
You can make it
maybe
burn
manipulate
forever.
it.
You can make it burn forever over there.
Yeah.
You could
Pretty
make
cool
it burn
shape.
forever over there. Yeah, this is true.
5 feet to the left.
All right.
Sounds good.
Right.
We
Off to the
fast forward
crossroads.
as you guys all begin marching over to the crossroads. I'll say the next the day and a half journey is pretty quiet and uneventful as you all are like marching on, unless there's something that you all would like to talk about in character as you all are walking. But with that,
I do want to say
Okay.
just that, hey guys, I don't know if this will mean anything to us, but those guys did say that there was a Copper Guard outpost in the desert that we're headed towards. So maybe it's best to keep on our toes. And that's it. Just wanted to say that.
all right.
Cut.
Thanks for the weather.
And as
On the
Back to you.
sport.
back to you, Daniel, and as thank you, Gavin. Back to me. All right. In recent news, as you all are traveling along the road to Sudoan Forest, you all end up within the next day after the day and a half of travel, coming back to a very familiar rice paddy farm with the number of farming outlets all kind of in this vicinity of the small town that you all took refuge in after the crazy hostage rescue in the floating island of Sola.
Oh shit, yeah.
And you see a number of the same families are still there, kind of walking around. And as you all are coming back, a couple of them kind of look startled and begin waving at you as you all like come on in. And you watch as like a number of the shepherd dogs are all kind of running around, kind of like herding some sheep. And many farmers are currently over the fields. They've now, it looks like, completely finished the harvest since the last time. So the rice paddy fields are actually almost completely barren, and they're being reseeded, or like being like turned. The soil's being turned up right now. As you guys all are kind of like walking around this general area. I'm going to make a quick perception check for me. If you
All
like.
of us?
Yeah, I'd say all of you.
Ooh.
Sweet.
22.
22.
God,
3.
we roll-
3.
Yay. 26.
26. Nice.
5.
5. All right. Artie, you're kind of preoccupied in your thoughts, thinking about Pale Flame and a little bit of the consequences of what that might be. Joko, your mind is elsewhere as well. But as you guys are going around, Fen, first thing that you notice, you and Poe actually both, is you see a number of workers are currently on the outside of the apothecary shed, the little potion shop where Vera once worked, and you notice that they are currently hammering away at the sign and taking it down.
No.
Oh no.
I'll like jog over to them and say,
Hey, no, Gary, that's gonna be right on the left. You're using the wrong fucking tool. Jesus Christ, oh, give that to me. Jesus Christ doesn't exist in this universe. Pelor's foot.
Who's this guy?
Pelor's foot.
Who's he talking
Who
about?
is he talking about? No, Pelor's right ankle. All right, give me that. And he kind of like takes it, and you see the sign that has the Black Panther curling around Vera's filters, kind of like, ting, you almost killed me, son of a bitch. As they're like all on ladders, kind of swinging about on the top of the apothecary.
Excuse me.
Yes.
Hi. What are you doing?
We're taking it down. We're opening it up for sale.
What? Does Vera not work here anymore?
Oh, did you? Were you regular Vera's? You know her? You know them? Sorry.
Yeah, something like that. Are they gone?
Well, no, they had a well, in a way, they had a great sort of fortune. Some kind stranger put up a nice little collection outside of their shop, and within the 2 months, most of us saw how miserable they were here, and raised enough money for them to be able to move out to Busan and start a shop there. So it's vacating up. Do you have a business that you'd like to start here? It is open for sale.
Oh, no, thank you.
Well, all right. Well, you go and take Jesus, Gary. And he like looks over and begins yelling over at the guy who as the sign drops from the side of the thing and ting 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 on the ground, he begins like yelling at him and cussing him out on the top of the roof. But Fen, as you that's what you hear and you see.
Ben kind of smiles to himself and walks back over and joins the group.
All right. You do so. And then as you all go out a little bit over the bridge with the water and the water wheel, Poe and Fen, you do see that Stoker is outside smoking a pipe on one of the rocks, just kind of looking out.
Sweet. I head on over to him and just kind of like, just like stand next to him, but don't tell him I'm there until he notices me. That's what I do.
His eyes track you the entire time that you walk over. You imagine that he's been tracking you since you entered the village. And as you go over to stand by him, his eyes follow you to his side, and you just stand there. And he sits there smoking his pipe. And you stand there. You're just gonna stand here in my space.
Is that okay with you?
No, I don't know. I don't know who you are.
I forgot. Sorry. Let's do this again. And Poe, like, I like step back and like turn around and walk back. Hey, Stoker! Hey, we're here. It's me, Poe. Grim Troupe's here.
Pulls out his sword and he runs it along the length of his arm and it ignites with flame on the side of the blade. How do you know my name? Wait. How do you know my name and how are you connected with the Grim Troupe? I don't recognize you.
Yeah, okay. One, sword trick, super sweet. That was cool. You gotta teach me that sometime. And two, yeah, I mean, everyone, you see them. You probably see them already, but they're entering right now. You can see them over there. And I had like a Feywild divinity sort of like change me into a wood elf. Long thing, whole thing.
You hit puberty.
Not gonna bore you. I did, and it feels fucking great, man. It's so good. I'm like, I can like see your pupils now. It's real nice. Hey guys, look, it's Stoker. Guys, no,
Stoker, is someone bothering you over there?
Yeah, do you know this person? He one of yours?
And
I've never seen that person in my life.
Fair enough. Shink, shink, he pulls out both of his blades,
No,
runs them along his legs.
sorry, no. Oh god, no, stop. I'm just fucking
What?
with you. Yeah, no, that's Poe. He had this whole sort of like divinity thing going on in the Feywild. It was crazy. It's like he hit puberty or something.
He runs them against his legs again, and the fire like completely goes off, and he hooks his swords to his side. Do you know how many spies there are about? And you make a joke like that in front of me. I was ready to kill him.
Yeah, he was ready to kill me, and I totally didn't pity myself. Hey, no one asked me. Please.
No, you.
I didn't.
Also,
perception check on Poe's junk right now.
what?
Is there any liquid?
I would like to make a perception check to see how wet Poe's groin is.
I would like to make a perception check.
Poe has had this specific dream, but not in this manner.
Wait, what?
I mean, we're gonna move.
Never mind. After that, I don't want to make a perception.
We're gonna move past that. And
Fen
sure,
laughs and says,
his pants are wet if you want him to be,
Yeah,
Gavin.
Poe beat himself. Absolutely.
My God.
100%.
All right.
So-
well, oh God.
Sorry, Stoker. I know.
Yeah,
shouldn't
I
be
am
joking.
too.
It just. Oh, right. Well, hey, we're live, and I think I've got some good news that you're gonna be really happy about.
Hold on. Don't take any steps closer. He pulls out a small pendant, and it flashes in front of him. All right, you're not undead. Okay, you can talk now.
Speaking of like spies and stuff, do we need to go somewhere, or can I just like speak freely?
Yes. Why don't we... He looks over at the little double doors where you guys once had the hideout, and he kind of shakes his head over there in that direction.
Right.
I'll follow him over there.
Right. Also, and he
Yeah.
stops you for a quick, you, Fen, and also you, Joko, and he goes, you really should tell your friend that I'm sorry about his puberty. His voice didn't drop at all. And he kind of begins walking over to the double doors and goes to open them and go into that little like area where there was a hideout underneath the grain mill.
Is it like puberty?
What?
I'm talking to Fen.
Oh,
You're gonna Fen. Is it like puberty?
Fen just kind of shakes their head and chuckles. No, no, it's just a joke.
Right, I didn't think so. And Joko will walk over to the doors, the double doors.
All right. After a bit, you all kind of crowd around that small table underneath where you were all hiding out right after the hostage rescue. And Stoker's just sitting there, and he kind of puts out his pipe. So, tell me how it is you haven't been dead when you've been silent for 2 months now since I left you. Did you end up finding the demons and the incursion, as well as the possible allies?
Fen gives a little smile and says, well, to be fair, to us we've only been gone a couple of weeks. And then Fen launches into the whole tale of what happened, about going into the Feywild and fighting all of the demons and closing the portals and going to hell. Maybe we should roleplay this.
He kind of sits back. That's quite a story.
And when it gets towards the end, Fen reaches into their shirt, pulls out the like communication necklace, and says, "This is the best part. This right here, it's a direct connection to Lady Alanostra. Do you know who that is?"
Sounds like one of the court nobility. Just
Yeah,
judging by the
exactly.
name. Haven't met them myself.
Sure, right. Basically, we've got a direct line to the Feywild, their entire armies, and we have their debt in our favor. And they know that we're about to go off and fight a war, and when the time is right, we'll call for them, and they'll come and they'll back us up.
Well,
So,
your story is too ridiculous to be a lie. So I guess
Hmm.
it must be the truth. He gives a grunt, and the hint of a smile comes across his face, which is about the most affirmation you've ever seen on Stoker. Well, seems you all gave me a run for my money. I was just hunting demons for those weeks. Then you have come back with an army now. Looks like I'll have to tell Van Helsing the good news. So, do we march on the capital now?
Well, that's exactly our question. What's the state of the war? What we know we have those troops that went down to Guestvault and to get some allies down there. Is there word from them? Do we know what? If
I
they've
haven't had any
succeeded?
contact, no. I would need to go down myself. I could get you a raven or a message.
Yeah, that might be a good idea.
Alright. Where are you going? Preparing to launch the attack, or do you have other plans?
Looking at like Joko and Artie, I think we have a few preparations to make before we join the fight, so to speak. But we're ready.
Alright. Well then, take whatever next weeks you have to make your final preparations and say your final goodbyes. The next time we meet, we'll probably be at war. Are you all ready for that?
doesn't seem like
Joko-
we really have a choice.
Joko sticks out his hand to Stoker and says, "Stoker, the whole time you've known me, I've been at war."
Good answer. He shakes your hand. Gives a firm grasp and a once up and down.
One pump, and then Joko turns around.
One pump's all he needs.
One stroke and he gets up.
Hole in one, baby.
The ace in the hole.
Dad golf, baby. Dad golf. All right. Right. For what it's worth, you would make the Silverblades proud. I'll get a message to you soon. And he gets up from the table, the chair kind of scooting back, and he gives you all a curt nod as he exits the door and leaves the grain mill. After a moment, you hear a at the entrance of the mill.
Who is it?
Hello. Yes.
Yep.
Hello. Is the Grim Troupe in here?
What's the password?
There's a password.
That's a good one.
Joko looks around, like, were we expecting company? He moves his hand down to his sword again.
I like shrug. Yeah. Yeah. Password. We added one.
Oh, well, I really actually don't know what the password was. I just came here to represent the village. I was, hoping to thank you. Dealing with our demon problem and all, but,
I cracked the door open.
Oh, yeah, hello. You see a small young man with a wiry frame and a shock of like blondish brown hair, and he's kind of got like these mousy features on his face, and he seems a little startled when you come up. And in his hand he has like a small like satchel, and that kind of clinks together as he kind of like steps a few feet back. I was really just here on behalf of the village. Sorry, I didn't know I was gonna meet a celebrity or anything like that. But
Celebrity. Oh god, I mean that's a bit of a strong word. I mean, hey, listen, we're trying to keep it extra secretive right now. We don't know who's around, so you know what? It'd be great if you could. I mean, we really appreciate it so much, really from the bottom of our hearts. Thank you. You can just leave that right there, and then you can go, and then we'll grab it. We just can't take any chances.
All right. Well, okay. Well, there's a couple people who've left notes in here, as well as a number of small coin purses and such. So we just want to thank you so much for saving our village. Really, like.
Okay, I open the door at this point wide, and because this kid's too nice.
Hey, hello. Hey. Oh God. I don't recognize you.
I'm new. I'm new.
Oh, you're new. Well, a pleasure. The Grim Troupe's really legendary. They're kind of the forefront of the resistance and all to this country, and they represent quite a lot to us. So,
thank you.
It's a big honor to meet you and for you to be accepted into that group and all. You have a password?
Password? No, that was a joke. You were on it in a little Grim Troupe joke there. That was pretty cool, huh?
Yeah,
that's fun.
There isn't a password that I could learn or anything. You sure?
Oh, for you, there's definitely a password. Okay, this is going to be your password that no one else knows,
oh,
okay?
Okay, yeah, all right.
All right. Do you have a good memory? You got to remember this.
Boy, do I, yeah. I've got
Okay.
it. I've got it.
Okay. The Mountain Pass.
The Mountain Pass.
That's it, just that. That's it.
Just the Mountain Pass? Not a specific Mountain Pass?
No, the Mountain
Pass.
Pass.
The Mountain Pass is somewhere? Or do I have to say a response?
No, see, if you say that, it's going to be the wrong password. So
okay.
You got to say the right password.
It's not like you say the Mountain Pass and I say, like, is it really long and narrow or something?
No, you say the Mountain Pass, and then I open the door. What you just said would have been very cool, but that's not what we had, so.
Okay, all right. The Mountain Pass.
Yeah.
Mountain Pass.
Hey, and
Mountain Pass. He's like starts like kind of turning away from the door. He's like Mountain Pass, the Mountain Pass.
Hey,
he's
kid, let me.
Oh,
kid.
Yeah. My name is Alfie.
Alfie. Hey, we're no different than anyone else. We're doing what anyone else would do to protect what they have. So you can be just like us. Anyone can. Remember that.
Kind of like is taken aback and smiles to himself. Thank you. I appreciate that. Mountain Pass. As he kind of points a finger at you. Mountain Pass. And he kind of like runs and trots off into the distance, leaving the satchel there with you.
I pick it up and then like kick the door behind me and say, hey guys, we got some gifts from the village. They kind of think we're hot shit. And I like put it on the like center table.
What's in it?
we start going through it, I guess, and reading notes and passing stuff around.
There's a number of different notes that are all crumpled up, and some of them folded, some of them scented even, that are in there. One of the like some of them like perfume. Like some of them have sent one sent a love letter actually to the Grim Troupe. There's a love letter in there. As a whole body.
Oh,
shit.
Damn.
You don't know what they get up to in Gorio. But there's a number of thanks notes. A couple people who are like Kurt, and they're like, "Thank you for saving my flock," and a couple of them who are like we're really you were an inspiration to us, and we like feel like we can actually be humans and be someone because of you all, and thank you so much for that. And so there's actually quite a few notes of acknowledgement from people around the surrounding villages and around the area. On top of that, there's an assortment of different coins that seems to have been like cobbled together from what people could like afford to give. Looks to be about 2 platinum, an assortment of around 85 gold. It looks to be about 100 silver, and about 35 copper.
Daniel.
Well, I shouldn't take this. I feel bad.
Oh, yeah, it's up to you.
Who is this from again?
The people, the city. I don't know.
Yeah, the village.
Daniel.
Joko
Yes.
picks up one of the platinum pieces. Where the fuck did they get their hands on one of these?
There's 2 platinum pieces in there, 2 of them.
I'm fucking 2 of them. I never even seen one.
That is kind of true. Can I cast Detect Magic?
Yeah, of course.
I want to see if any of these things are spiked.
Yeah, of course. You detect magic. It is not magical. It is just money.
What about the letters?
The letters are not magical, but the love letter, boy, sure is it. It sure is.
Love
But
letter
it doesn't. It doesn't.
emanating?
It's not detecting magic, but boy, is it magical.
Oh, Daniel, that's good.
I'm detecting magic on that one.
Oh, that's good. Yeah,
Daniel,
I think. Go ahead.
Uh-huh.
Fen wants to like, as we're sort of sorting through and looking through the letters, Fen is specifically looking to see if there is anything from Vera.
Oh, you got it. As you're looking through, I'll say with enough time, you kind of come down to the bottom of the pile, and there is a crumpled up. No, it looks to be on what looks to be like what would have been prescription paper. But inside there is a crumpled like little flower that seems to be a little old at this point. The petals have been wilted. But there is like, it's the same flower from the meadow where you all saw the fireflies kind of come out in the middle of the night. And it just says like a simple thank you on it, and that's it. That's it. It just says thank you, period.
Cool.
You.
All right.
Cool.
Very cool.
How many copper pieces was it again?
That was 35, I believe I said.
Gotcha.
35.
I wrote it down, so we have that.
Incredible. All right, and with that, it seems that you all are set. And so, as you guys begin making your preparations, having told Stoker about everything and come back to Namdang Crossroads successfully, we're going to take a break. Take a 10-minute break. We'll be back at 4 o'clock. See y'all soon.
Sweet.
See you in 10 minutes. Bye-bye. See you soon.
Bye.
Adios.
All right, and we're back. All right, as you guys get ready and as you guys go out, a number of people greet you, actually, as you guys are getting ready to get out of Namdang City. And they have another small present, as Alfie and a number of others actually bring you all 2 horses and a wagon.
What?
Nice.
Yeah, we thought that, we didn't see you have any other transportation other than the Griffins when you got here, so a couple of us, cobbled some things together, and we had some extra horses now that harvest season is done, and thought that you could use them.
Thanks.
I hope
great.
you'll accept. It's it wasn't my finest woodworking job on the wagon, but I tried my best.
No,
It looks
it's
good.
perfect.
All right. Well,
It's perfect, Alfie. Absolutely.
thank you. Well, you take care now, and wherever you go, I hope the blessing of whatever gods you believe in are going with you.
I walk up to him and I just whisper in his ear, "The mountain pass."
Mountain pass. Yes, sir.
Yes,
Mountain
good
pass. All right. Take care. A couple of them wave as you all have a wagon and your horses.
Nice.
Who's driving? Who's in the wagon?
That's a great question.
Yeah.
I am proficient in land vehicles.
Okay.
All right.
Oh,
We're bringing
whoa.
these out because I
Come on,
was trying,
driver.
I was reading my sheet like
Come
what have I not
on.
used.
All
Got
right.
that land vehicle
All right.
proficiency.
Artie pops on into that
Lit.
driver's seat. Anybody
I think
shotgun?
I want to sit on the back, like behind, like faced backwards, looking behind,
You got it. You got it. Sounds good.
like Frodo.
I'll
off
get
the
Shoddy.
All right. Fenn's
Got it.
shotgun. Joko's inside. Emran and Snow are inside. All right.
By inside, is it like a covered wagon or is it just a
No,
like
it's
a
an
open air?
It's an open air wagon. Yeah. It's an
Could
open
you
air wagon.
imagine some poor troop tries to jump us, and there's a level 15 sorcerer and wizard just sitting in the driver's seat?
All right.
That's just
Something-
ye old drive-by.
Just
That
ye
is.
old truck.
Fantasy
Even
GTA
slow down.
right there.
Fireball out the side window. Yeah. All right. And as you saddle up the horses and crack the whip, the wagon begins trotting off down the road towards the desert. And as you all begin entering the Samag steppe plain towards the desert, as you guys are taking that day of travel, I'm going to need someone to roll d6 for me.
I think it's Artie, since he's
5.
driving.
5.
Oh no!
5 purple worms show
We're
up.
taking back.
5. That's exactly right. No. So you all begin taking the short route from. Actually, who's navigating? That's a good question. Artie, are you navigating with the land
Nope,
vehicles?
that's my shoddy.
So Fenn's navigating.
Yep, let's do it.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. All
Surely,
right.
with our combined knowledge of the arcane,
Come on,
there's
Fenn.
no way.
Give me a survival check to see where we're going. Where
There's
where
no,
are
a
we?
simple
How are we
map
tracking
could possibly.
into the
6
desert?
plus 5 is 11.
That's a big strong 11. Okay. All right. It takes you. It was supposed to take you a day to get to the desert. It takes you 2.5. As Fenn takes you the wrong direction a number of times, you end up getting closer to Sola, and you see the big floating rock in the sky, and you guys go no, and begin turning the wagon the other way.
Just
Oh,
hope
sorry,
none of
guys,
the
no.
none of the people
Oh,
in the
yeah.
back noticed.
Yep.
It's fine.
It was the map was upside down, so I think
Snow wanted
no.
to see this area. That's why
Oh.
we were just being nice.
Well,
Yeah,
I
see,
was-
this
I was
this
up
was
there-
what we were telling you about.
I was up there. Wait, what are you talking about? And you all begin like going down. Oh, actually, Snow hasn't seen Sola. Snow does freak out when she sees the floating city. She's like,
Oh,
she
sick.
does end up losing her mind a little bit. She's like, it's up in the sky. It's a whole thing. But after another day, you kind of correct course and begin going down towards the desert. And before long, you see that these kind of like these sparse grasses that is kind of like this large like grassland steppe plain begins slowly turning into rock and dune over time. And as you begin entering the desert, Artie, as you're kind of driving, like just cracking the wagon, and it's starting to, the horses are having an okay time, but it's starting to get a little bit harder as you begin trekking on sand. You see something off to your left. It's the first as you see a bunch of carrion birds circling, and not just like a handful, but like a good dozen carrion birds circling in the air. And you see them circling around this like huge, looks like some sort of corpse half buried in the sand.
Guys, I think we're starting to get close to something here.
Who's that guy?
That guy is
Who is this guy?
That is just for scale. I didn't actually that's God is standing in the middle of the sands. No,
God
I
is
don't
you?
I actually don't know who that is.
Is
That's
that Jesus Christ?
Just imagine that Jesus Christ Superstar is not there. But yeah, as you all are kind of like trekking into the sands, there is a large what looks to be like a corpse as a bunch of carrion birds are coming towards. Do you want to check it out? Or do you want to just kind of drive by?
Question: do I think that the wooden cart that the rice farmer made can hold my like 1,000-ton cannon?
You know, go to make an intelligence check for me, bud.
Okay.
It's a good question. It's a good question.
pulled by 2 horses.
What about
18, pulled by 2 horses in sand, in a sand dune. In a sand dune. A wagon that he probably made in a day. And it's a good wagon. It's a great wagon, probably great for people, great for produce. You know, it wasn't exactly built to military specification. So, like, maybe you could take it for 1 round, and then if it blasts
That it would
off
just
1
all
round,
collapse.
it it might not last past that. You know?
pulling
Yeah.
it is one thing, shooting it is another.
Exactly.
Rice farmers just don't build cannon wagons like they used to.
Don't build siege engines the way they used to. All right, but you all just begin like passing the corpse.
I mean, should we check it out?
What?
only if
Can
you
I
want
tell
to.
what kind of corpse it is?
Yeah, sure.
From
Just
this
make
distance?
just make a perception check from this distance. It's a little far.
What if I made a nature check from this distance?
Nature check would work for me.
What about a nature check of 22?
Ooh, a nature check of 22 will more than certainly do. It looks to be a large cylindrical creature, possibly a worm.
Aww. Already
Guys,
dead. Is it already dead?
what color is that thing over there?
Looks like periwinkle.
I think it's lavender.
Fuchsia?
Hey, really?
I'm getting like a violet.
Oh, Snow's getting more of a violet.
I thought it was purple. What?
No, we're
maybe
we're looking for the
It
purple
can't be
one.
that thing then. Okay. It's definitely some kind of
Is that thing
cylinder, though.
alive? Is that a periwinkle worm over there alive?
Let's find out. And I shoot an arrow at it.
Okay.
Oh.
You knock an arrow.
Oh boy. Oh fuck.
Go to make an attack roll. It is like this will be at disadvantage.
Oh yeah, it's over 150.
It is over 150 feet.
You hit
No,
these.
it's prone.
You hit these. It's
It's
prone.
probably around
It's
300.
a
Yeah.
prone worm.
16 to hit.
Oh. You don't hear the,
I have a button.
but you do see it. Actually, probably hits the carcass. It does not move. You do see the carrion birds that were feeding on it. They'll go. They all
Nice
immediately
shot
like
there.
disperse and off into the sky.
Nice
All right.
shot.
So, I mean,
thanks.
hold on. That might be it, right? But if we start trying to cut into this fucking thing, that's vibrations, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's a really wait. Actually, yeah.
Use it as
Oh, wait.
bait. Oh, maybe I can set the cannon up on top of that ridge over there. I really want to use this cannon on this worm.
Yeah.
You have no idea. This is a sand dune. This is the only place in the world that I could possibly use this and not feel guilty.
Yeah, but we might as well go and check it out. That's what we're here for, right?
Okay, I'll find a good place just in case. I'll try to find a ridge nearby to like park the cart and like prep a good angle. Do I know how far my cannon can shoot?
You probably have a good idea, yeah, since you designed it. It probably has an outward range of, like with good, decent accuracy, probably around 300 feet.
Sounds good. I'll be like 200 feet away.
Yeah.
Daniel, would you describe Artie's knowledge of the inner workings of the cannon and its specifications as a block of stats, like more or less than
You
a
know,
block
you might
of
see
stats?
probably around like a half a block of stats. You know, you might see it depending.
So,
on
so he
what's
doesn't know
launched.
that much about it.
He
Not
knows,
enough
he
to
knows a
equal
good
one block.
he knows a good bunch about it. Why don't I go ahead and send him the,
I know
the
Echo
stat
Boom.
block? Yeah.
Oh wait, so he does know one block worth.
Yeah. Let me go ahead and put it in the chat for you all.
I don't care if it does. I don't care if it does 1 damage. I'm freaking using this on a purple.
All right. All right. So I'm just gonna post this in the Grim Troupe chat. There we go. That's for your perusal.
Sick.
Goryo cannon.
Sick.
Sick. All right.
Sick, dude.
Let's go
33
over to that
bludgeoning damage.
worm.
Let's go over to the worm.
All right. You begin steering over to that to the carcass.
Well, I'm gonna steer 200 feet away and make them walk.
Okay, sounds good.
Good idea.
All right. As
And
you all
test
begin,
the ground for vibrations as they walk to see if I feel anything.
sure. As you all begin driving over, you're noticing too, like the heat of the sands is starting to radiate upward, producing this kind of strange mirror effect on the ground, where it almost looks like sometimes the sand is like water because the heat is just rippling off the surface, reflecting upward, the sky, the blue. Pretty amazing. And it's also getting real hot, very, very warm. So you all begin going over towards that purple worm carcass. The periwinkle worm carcass. As you all going over, you notice that, well, first is that a couple of its a lot of its flesh has been eaten away. Obviously, there's a bunch of carrion birds, but to know more than that, whoever wants to, they can make a nature check for me,
I'll make a nature
or
check.
investigation if you want to get really close.
I'm gonna stay back and make a nature check.
Okay.
Oh, I'm actually not good at nature checks. Never mind.
16.
16. Nice. Anybody else going to jump on?
I got a
Oh.
9.
Oh my god, my rolls, man. Okay, I'm not good at nature checks, but I did just get a nat 20. So.
Wow.
Dude,
Okay.
I know.
Dude, that's amazing. As you look up, you get this instantly, Poe. Joko, you're getting as you're kind of trekking across the sands and kind of looking at it. This thing is probably at its current state is around 60 feet long, and it's half buried. So it's a chonker. It's a big one. The other thing
How
is,
big was the lava one from the abyss?
it was pretty large. That was gargantuan. That one was very big. This one might not be as big as that. You imagine the abyss maybe did some weird things to it. But as you're looking at the carcass, there is something that you do notice, actually. There's a bunch of places that the carrion birds are staying away from. And you notice, as you're kind of going around the other side, the first thing that catches your eye, Poe, is there's scorch marks along the side of the carcass of this worm. And then as you go across to the other side, you notice that there is flickering flames still burning at the bottom of the worm that are still aflame.
How tall are they? I say from 200 feet away.
They look pretty pale.
Do they?
Not just pale. It's white and pink. It's the strangest color for flame to produce. It's not very natural.
Like
at
a
all.
higher temperature than even normal fire would be.
Yeah, and as you are getting in the vicinity, you smell like ammonia and vinegar and burnt hair. It's a very awful combination of smells.
Sounds terrible, yeah. Artie, I smell ammonia and burnt hair, and it's white fire, white pink fire.
I'm taking notes of this. No. Okay. Does that sound familiar to?
Yep,
Pale
that's
flame?
it. That's exactly it.
I cast message, though I don't need to strain my voice. Yeah, no, that sounds about right. I'm pretty sure it's pale flame. So someone must have been here before us.
Some copper guard, maybe.
Well,
What do we need from these worms again?
The rocks
Water?
inside.
The rocks inside.
Add something. Whatever that rock is.
Adam Driver?
Adamantine.
Who?
Adamantine.
Oh, that sounds right.
Hey, Artie, tell. This is still through message. Artie, tell Joko to get his carving knife over here. Maybe he can grab some of those rocks out of this guy.
Isn't he like 2 feet away?
Oh, is he not
How
with
close
you?
did I
Last
get?
message at Joko.
Yeah, Izoko, I mean, you're
Say
like,
that.
you said you wanted to stay back, so you're probably around 30 feet away, but as you're circling around, you notice the same things that Poe are noticing, the ammonia, the smell, the flame, and then also the
Right.
carcass that's kind of been torn open.
Joko Poe said to get your carving knife. You can respond
wanna
to this
just-
message.
Do we want to just cut this thing open right now?
Sure.
I don't see why not.
Do you guys want to get up into, I don't know, stand on the rocks up there or something? What if another worm comes?
Yeah, that's why I'm back here.
That's a really good idea.
Can you help from back there, or are you just back there?
No, I can help from back here.
Okay, well, you just look really far away.
I mean, but wouldn't it be kind of cool if you could say you single-handedly beat the worm? Like, maybe I give you a shot, and then if it starts going south, then you just, like, put your left hand in the air, and then we can help?
No, I think
It looked
immediately.
good on your resume.
I think immediately help. Immediately, if there's
Immediately help?
another worm comes, immediately help. Yeah.
Immediately help. So, like, 2 rounds.
No, I'll put my left hand in the air immediately. If I think there's a worm coming, I'm putting my left hand in the air and I want you to start shooting.
Sorry, just to clarify, so like if another worm comes, do you want us to just watch or do you want us to help you?
No. We give him a couple rounds.
Oh right, okay.
Yeah,
I don't know if this is not getting through on the message thing. I'm gonna start shouting now. Help me right away! Absolutely immediately. I want you to be fucking blasting.
Okay, don't stand too close to it when I'm fucking blasting.
I'm doing my best to not be close to it, but I gotta get close to this one. Fuck. Okay. And
Don't worry,
Joko's gonna
Joko.
pull out.
I'll be right behind you, and I cast fly, and I just float up above him.
Nice.
Oh,
What if
great.
the worm doesn't come?
Then I wasted a spell slot.
I'm gonna take my sword out. I'm gonna start trying to chop through this thing
All right.
at one of those places that the birds have
Sure.
not touched.
You're kind of going over to where the birds have not touched. So where the flame is?
Have they been ignoring the flame?
They've been ignoring the places where the flame and the smoke is
okay.
coming out of.
Then in that case, I'll go to one of the places where there is the most bird touch.
Great, sounds good. As you're getting towards the most bird touch, actually, as you're getting closer to it with your nature check of, it was like 20, right?
22 and then
22.
a 16.
Oh, got it. As you're looking over, you do notice actually, the place where the birds have consumed the most. It looks like there's a pool of like acid that's dried up. You can see the sand is a little darker around that area, where it seems to have dribbled out of this location. And on top of that, it looks like something was hacking away at the carcass in this vicinity. As you're looking at it, and it's been torn apart by a bunch of the birds, but there's this kind of these strange like almost like if someone were to take an axe to wood, like splinters of like these strikes into the flesh that have opened up this small area. Go to make a perception check.
Perceiving 10.
10. You look inside, and there is an opening into what would conceivably be its stomach or its whatever orifice this worm has. And as you're looking in, there are a couple of like stones, coal, black, and a couple of them are like just like sediment, a bunch of sand that is like coagulated into these like dirt balls. But it looks like anything that would be precious, gems, things, you can't see on the surface unless you start sifting through them.
I'll try and make one look to see if, because it seems like someone's been here before. I want to see if they've missed anything.
Sounds good. You're kind of sifting through. Your perception check was
A 10.
a 10. All right. With a 10, you kind of sift through with your hand, or with like the tip of your blade. And it kind of like, as you're disturbing up the stuff, it looks pretty well ransacked. But it comes up against a couple of, you clink against a couple of things. and as you kind of like sift up the sand, you do find 2 gems. There's 1 ruby in there. It's about the size of your palm, actually. A really valuable one that seems to be missed. And there looks to be also like a small clear gem. You're not sure if it's diamond, but it might be. It looks to be more of like ore, though. It looks to be unrefined. So you can add 1 ruby. That ruby is worth 300 gold. And then 1...
Is it a raw ruby, or is it like cut, like a...
It is not cut. That one is also raw. It would need to be cut, but both of these are raw ores.
Okay.
So 1 ruby, 1 diamond. These are uncut.
Uncut gems.
Uncut gems. So you need to get those cut to have value, but the diamond would be around 1,000 gold. But no adamantine. A curious lack of adamantine.
The diamond would be 1,000 gold after it was cut, or it's 1,000 gold now?
You don't know. I'm telling you for game purposes, you guys need to get it cut. Once it's cut, it'll be 1,000 gold. Just to simplify things.
Gotcha.
But no adamantine.
You find anything?
I stick my head up and say, someone's been in this one already.
What?
That's what she said.
I think they,
Got him.
the Copper God, that they're worm hunting too.
Huh.
Huh.
That would explain the pale flame.
Right. Okay. Well, I guess we just keep moving along and try to find our own. They're attracted to
Or-
vibration. Oh.
We could take some of theirs. The Copper God.
Right. Well, but how are we supposed to find them?
They said there's a post somewhere here, right?
That's
Yeah,
what
they
I'm
said in the
thinking.
desert.
I'm open
Oh.
to that. I don't get to use my cannon, which is sad, but... Well, maybe I could... Just won't use the flames. But yeah, we can look for him. Do we know where? Just somewhere here?
I mean, we've got a dead worm right here, so I don't know what the range on that cannon is, but it can't be too far, right? Dragging it through the sand like that.
Sand. Okay, yeah, let's get going and look around.
All right.
I'm gonna start just flying straight up.
Okay.
I have a speed of 60 feet per round.
Sounds good.
Or yeah, 60 feet. So I'm just gonna go like a few hundred feet up.
Okay, how many... It's an hour, right? A flight? Or is it a minute of flight?
The duration's 10 minutes for the spell.
10 minutes. Okay, so I'd say with Joko kind of looking around, you've probably wasted about 5 minutes. Not
Great.
wasted, but like you've been up in the air for 5 minutes, so you have 5 minutes remaining. So
I'm gonna
you
fly
soar
like
up into
1
the
minute
air
and then
for 1
fly back
minute.
down a
Cool.
minute.
Go ahead and make a perception check as you are soaring above the sands of the desert, trying to get an aerial view. Go ahead and make a perception check for me, please.
Wow, these rolls, man. That's a
Oh,
17
that's
plus
good. That's good.
7 is 24.
Okay. One thing that you see is 24 is a great roll. First of all, there's a sandstorm on the horizon,
Oh shit.
and you see a large blot of dark, dark sand clouds kind of stretching out. It would take a while to get to you, but there is one on the horizon. You do notice that. The second, with the
Okay.
24, is you do notice as you kind of crest over one of the sand dunes, you see these kind of outcropping of rocky mesas, and the thing that catches your eye is first this flash, and you look over and you hear about 10 seconds later another flash, and it's faint. You probably wouldn't be able to hear it from down below. And as you look over, there looks to be like muzzle flashes from a mesa not too far.
Okay. And I float back down, kind of like wobbling and a little terrified, just coming back down.
Okay.
Guys, okay, so one, that direction, and I point where I saw the sandstorm, there is a giant sandstorm headed in our direction. Two, just over that dune by that mesa over there, there were some like muzzle flashes, and they were kind of faint and pretty far away, but they looked man-made for sure. So I think that's our best bet right now. Artie, you're the numbers guy. I heard the sound like 10 seconds later, so if you can calculate how far away that is, sick. But I think we should book it now.
Yeah. I think we just book it that way. How long would that be? Muzzle flash? Now 10 seconds. What? 10 miles?
Probably between. Poe, from what you know, you probably see anywhere between 5 and 10 miles.
Yeah, cool. I say that, yeah.
Sick. Let's do it.
All right. You hitch the horses and you begin like rolling across the sands as that carcass kind of vanishes off towards the left. And as you guys begin to continue on towards that direction, you hear growing louder those sound of gunshots. Pretty
Gunshots
regular.
or
Gunshots.
cannon shots?
Gunshots. It's not not yet, at least.
Let's move quickly.
Yeah.
All right.
Should we
Yeah.
hold on?
Yeah.
Should we be I mean, they've got guns, right?
Mm-hmm.
Obviously they've got cannons of their own and they're going to be able to shoot theirs
Mm-hmm.
while they're moving around.
Mm-hmm.
Do we want to wait for this sandstorm?
Ooh,
to get in
go
close?
with the sandstorm? Be kind of badass.
I mean, it'd be very hard. It's very hard to shoot something you can't see, right? I assume.
Not
And I
a
look
bad
over at
idea.
Poe.
Let's just get
Oh,
close
yeah,
to
for
them.
sure. Yeah.
Let's just get close and then see what we're working with, but stay like 301 feet away from this, about.
All right.
I think maybe we start thinking about what we need to fight in a sandstorm. Do we have goggles or anything? I know you have some, Marty.
Would my globe of invulnerability allow us to walk through a sandstorm?
You know what? You imagine so. Visibility
That'd
would
be
be
kinda-
hard
that'd be
on
kinda
the
sexy,
outside,
huh?
but wait, it's magical effects only, right?
Is it?
The globe of invulnerability is,
A shimmering barrier?
I believe, is just magical effects, right? If I remember, any spell if they're lower. So I don't think it would actually stop a physical thing, like it wouldn't stop an arrow, and therefore it wouldn't stop sand.
I could do the resilient sphere, but that
You
only
could
be
do
one
Autoluke's
person.
resilient sphere. That's true too.
That's only one person though,
Yeah,
unfortunately.
hamster
you can't
ball
just
it
do
up.
a sphere. I could just hamster ball like Joko and just send him into the middle of
Monkey ball,
Um,
but Joko ball.
little monk. Besides that, I could wall of force like horizontally above us, but
But the sound would be coming around from like all sides.
rope trick, pull the rope trick with us. Wait, did that actually work? No, I can't move the rope trick once I make it, right?
It's anchored to that spot.
That would be funny.
That would be.
I mean, I was really just thinking about like I don't know, like a piece of fabric over my mouth or something.
Oh. That's not as fun, but I'm sure. Do we have any glass around here? Is there any did they pack any glass for us?
They packed food and supplies for you all in the wagon with the horses.
What about glass?
And they knew we were going to the desert, so they
You
packed
did
us.
know
There's
we were
some
going-
bottles,
Goggles.
some scarves and clothes.
Scarves. I'm gonna search for one that seems like it's the densest with the least amount of like small holes in it.
Yeah, you got it.
I have goggles, right?
I'm sure you do.
Yes.
Yeah, you have Tinker's tools, so I imagine you have welding goggles. Yeah.
Sick. Good luck, team.
I'm gonna take one of those scarves
Uh-huh.
and like practice wrapping it around my mouth and head to try and like leave a little slit, kind of like I did when I was in the abyss.
Okay, sounds good. You can do so. Joko is looking more and more like a Bedouin as he kind of wraps around the scarf around his head, forming a kind of like protective barrier against sand and heat. It's actually also, Joko, what you notice as soon as you do that, the heat from the sun dissipates like on your skin a lot. It's going to get a little warm in there, but it does stop the sun from like beating down on your chrome dome. So it is actually kind of pleasant.
Yeah, no one forget that I am bald.
Ouch. The heat. Yeah, I'm gonna take a
Fen-
scarf. Oh, go ahead, Finn.
Yeah, I was just to say Fen follows suit.
Sounds good. All right, as you all begin to like kind of wrap yourselves up, hopefully for some visibility and also for some protection, and you all are gathering closer.
I do the same for the horsies.
You do some for the horsies. Got it.
Yeah, so that they can see.
Okay, go to make an animal handling check for me.
Maybe they won't.
You're just
like
gonna
it.
wrap
Horses
a.
I freaking love.
You're just gonna wrap some fabric around a horse's whole head.
Maybe I can make a head scarf. I don't know. It'll look fashionable. Let's see. Oh no, my first bad roll. No. That's animal handling. That's an 8.
Okay. Well, as you kind of go out to reach for one of the horses and try and wrap around a bunch of stuff around its face, it like kind of like shakes its head like a bunch and begins to eye you like up and down, and it starts to like move its hoof like in vaguely threatening ways.
I think it's working. Just keep it up.
Wait, fuck with the horses.
Yeah, I take a hit and I back off.
Okay, sounds good. The horse kind of chuffs by itself and kind of looks at you like don't do that ever again. Horses live in deserts and they don't need to wrap things around their head. And as you guys continue on, how close are you guys getting? As you hear the gunshots, a little bit more regular now, and also the gunshots are coming regularly.
I'd like to get close enough to see.
To see? Okay. All
Are
right.
we near like a big dune that one of us could?
There are a bunch of
sneak to the
mesas.
top
There are a
of
bunch
and
of
look
mesas actually, rock formations towards this area that Poe saw that you could climb up. It's rock face, but you could climb up it with enough time and effort.
More climbing.
Or flying. For those of you who are able to do that. You could either approach on sand or approach on the mesa.
I don't think
feel
we
like
want to
high
be running
ground's
across
too
the
tall.
sand, but the mesa's
Yeah.
up high too. Up high.
Yeah. It's about 50, 60 feet up, depending in places. Some even less or more.
And you said you saw him on top of the mesa, right? Poe.
Yeah. Yes.
Well, we gotta get up there eventually. But if we're running across a flat ass mesa, then we're gonna be fucking sitting ducks up there.
Remember, I can globe us. That won't
Dang, are
suck
we just like
dust,
breaching the walls of this outpost? Fucking going? Okay.
Well, I think.
You know,
What are you saying,
another-
Fen?
yeah, I was just gonna say another idea is well, Daniel, can we like see yet, or are we like on the? Like, we would have to climb
You
up?
guys are currently planning your strategic attack. You can either get up on the mesa and see, or turn the corner around on the sand and see. That would take you guys within the realm of being able to see what's going on. It's up to you whether you want to climb up on the mesa or not, though. That would require some
Maybe
prep.
we just use the sand just so we see, and then we can decide if we want to go for the mesa.
Yeah. So Fen says, well, you know, like if there's a lot of people out there right now and they're all on guard, like one idea is if we wait for the sandstorm to come and we just, you know, pop into Artie's shelter for the time being. Once it comes, like they're all gonna go inside and hunker down, right? So
Yeah.
wait for the sandstorm to come, and then we hit them like right as it passes. They won't be ready.
Yeah, true.
Wait, but what are people fighting? I'm confused what the shots are. Like
Target practice.
target.
Yeah, we
Yeah,
should
they're so
probably-
regular.
We should
I
go
think it's
take a
just
peek
training.
and see what's.
Just have someone take a peek. Have a stealthy. Anyone but me.
Ben,
Yeah, I'll do it.
just a little peek over the dune. Nothing
All right,
crazy.
hang on. I'll be right back.
All right. You peek around the
gonna
rock of the
snake
mesa as you're kind of going around the mesa to see. All right, go to make a perception check for me, Ben.
17.
17. You look around and you see a tipped over Copper Guard caravan. As you see a number of Copper Guard who have situated themselves on top of the mesas, all with rifles, firing down on a group of these like clothed and like wrapped figures, these warriors in the sand who are firing back with guns and kind of dodging and dipping in the middle of the sands. On top of that, you see this huge demon with straps on its back carrying one of those cannons, with one of the Copper Guard
Oh.
pointing in the direction of these warriors, and they're all firing gunshots in this direction as this Garistro, which you've seen before in the Abyss, working alongside these Copper Guard. And a couple of
Oh,
them, you see
fuck.
a number of corpses of these warriors in the sand, blood covering and painting the sand red. At least a good dozen of them are all dead. It looks like only 3 of them are currently standing, covering actually literally behind their dead comrades' bodies and like shooting at the caravan of Copper Guard on the other side.
Holy shit. Okay, I will scramble back down and tell everybody what I just saw. Oh my god, fuck you guys. So, not like just a regular outpost. There's like this group of, I don't know, sand bandits or like people or whatever, and the Copper Guard are shooting at them, but they've also got a demon, like a really big demon, like the kind that we saw in the Abyss, and it's got one of those cannons, like strapped to its shoulder. Like, I think we thought it was gonna be for a dragon, but maybe they've got demons fighting alongside them. Maybe we should just go back out into the desert and try to fight a worm on our own. I don't know. It seems like a lot of people.
How far away are we from these people?
You guys are currently around that mesa, so for you all would be from the nearest warrior. You all are about 75 feet or 80 feet.
Oh, so we're like really close.
It's relatively close, yeah. They can't see you since you literally
Can I-
just peeked around the corner. But yeah, you guys are
Can I-
within 100 feet. Yeah.
Can I peek around the corner and point at one of them and say, "Who are you? Who do you work for?" And cast message?
Message. To one of the warriors.
Yes. One of these guys.
Okay, sounds good. So you send that message within 100 feet, and he immediately he kind of like turns around, or you actually can't tell their gender. And as you kind of look around, they like look up and they say, they're like, "Who is talking in my mind? We are under fire from the Copper Guard. We are trying to defend our village. Who are you?" Just then, as you are like putting your hand to your temple, kind of listening in, the sands begin shifting underneath the wagon, and the horses whinny nervously as they kind of like buck out of the way as you guys are all kind of planted here. And this like small like rivulet like begins turning into a larger current of sand that moves right to your left about 5 feet.
Oh,
And as you guys,
I
it,
dive
Guys,
to the
shifting
right.
sands.
It-
Let's go to the rocks. Go to the rocks.
it passes by your wagon. And as it goes over in the direction of that, like those people all firing gunshots on the mesas and the demon and these people, you hear this and this sudden as this huge like geyser of sand spits in the air, and you see a huge worm and
Oh my
a
God.
warrior riding on top of the worm as it plunges forward from the desert and begins to strike over at the warriors.
Shahilud.
Wait, hold up.
It's him.
Holy. And that's just the tongue of the bull.
Oh my god.
What are you all doing?
I want to watch.
All right, you're gonna watch.
I want to see what the hell happens.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
As
This
the huge desert worm plunges forward from the sand with this rider on top, a war cry goes out as the person screams atop of it. The 3 remaining warriors of this tribe all like look up and they scream in unison and all like begin rushing forward as this person begins like going forward with the purple worm, and then it rushes towards the demon. The demon like puts out its 2 hands and they lock on the side of the claws. It begins grinding and like shaking, and you watch as like these huge like blasts of sand continue to burst upward. As like the 2 of them locked in combat, a couple of Copper Guard freak out, especially the one on the sands. The purple worm dives underneath and like comes up, and you watch as he's like glancing around, and all of a sudden he's gone as the purple worm swallows him upward. It like jumps up into the air, revealing its length to be like more than 100 feet, and it dives back into the sand. The other 3 warriors kind of like scrambling around the outside. That one is dead. But then, as the other Copper Guard are kind of frantically yelling orders at one another, you see that huge demon kind of buck up and like turn its haunches forward and lower the cannon as it begins to glow around the inside.
Can I join now?
Sure.
Okay, I just don't know if I should do something or if I should roll initiative.
What are you doing? All right, you guys are gonna roll initiative. You guys are gonna come in.
I'm going to come in at this
All right.
point.
You all begin like gesturing to each other, seeing as this cannon is aimed over at the purple worm and these remaining warriors as it begins to flare open, and you charge in. Anything you say, anything you do?
Do I need to roll initiative? Where am I? Lots of questions.
What are you gonna do? We're gonna end the session here because.
I was gonna try to. I was gonna make a wall of force right in front of where the cannon was gonna fire.
Okay.
So it just reflects the cannon shot.
Okay.
The...
Sounds good. For right now, since it's surprise, the huge purple worm erupts out of the earth again, and one of the Copper Guard on top of the misses yells, "Fire!" And you see the whole thing blast and begin to spit forward, and all of a sudden, there's a clear like shimmer in the air just in front, and the pale flame slams into an invisible wall, like curling on it and over it like slightly as it all just kind of splats up against this roiling, raging fire and falling and dripping onto the sands, leaving the purple worm and the rider both surprised but also unharmed. And as you see this happen, and as like all of this is going on and the flame erupts against, and you all are getting ready for combat, beginning to rush in for whatever may come, that is where we're going to end the session for today.
Fuck, dude.
That was
Oh
awesome.
man.
All right, and that's where we'll pick up next time.
Oh,
That was sweet.
I want to ride a worm into combat.
Cool. All right, y'all. All right.
Worm mouth.
So glad to be back. We have some fun, exciting stuff with people riding worms and cannons and all sorts of stuff. It's gonna be a really good time. So we'll hopefully be back next week. Keep to D&D, and we'll see you all soon. This is Stop, Drop, and Roll signing off. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.